can't not cuss for 2 hours.
I said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet.
Damn it, I hate when I do that. Are you kidding? I used to joke on our old fireworks team. Our boss, she's very religious and very proper. So, of course, she's like language. It's like working with Captain America. On the old team, I was the only one on the team that could regularly get away with talking in their normal cussy voice, throwing words out there, and the group would laugh when she would actually hear me, because I could be standing right next to her, drop an F-bomb, and she just would blink and smile at me.
Ooh, but that's like the mom reaction.
My teammates would be snitching me out, trying to like, he just said, and I'm like, shut up, guys. Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
Where about you?
Apparently, I was talking to someone at work in my boss's office and like giving him pieces of paper, and I was like, well, what the fuck you want? And I'm just doing what I was told to do, like. And then she looked at me. She's like, "You are yelling in my office. Like, don't yell fuck in my office." And I looked at her and I was like, "I'm pretty sure I was just talking words." I did not think I was yelling, but let me go crawl into my little corner here and die now.
Were you using your convention voice? Because, that is meant to go over the roar of the convention.
No, I don't use my convention voice. I use my fucking convention personality at work, though.
What Megan fails to realize is that she only has one volume.
Apparently I'm loud. Like, either I'm hiding in the corner from everyone, hoping that no one sees me, or I'm loud as fuck. There's no in between.
I feel like that's me too.
Don't panic, but my penis is gone.
I feel like that's a conversation for your wife.
And then imagine
that kind of happens sometimes when you get married, though. Like, I feel like that kind of goes hand in hand.
Penis is just a trade-off.
The penis from the mattress.
Yeah, it goes in her purse.
I was gonna say, I think like that would just like solidify my nopes for marriage if it meant that the dude I married lost his penis.
No, it's just in your purse.
What good is it for me there?
You can do it like the medieval witches and just keep it in a jar as a pet.
Or do it like the Icelandic witches and just skin the guy.
I want to go to that museum so bad.
See the man pants?
The necromancer pants? Yes.
What we're talking about is in Iceland, there's actually a skinned man's torso from the waist down.
Mm-hmm.
Nuts and sack included, that a witch had so she could turn into a man when she wanted to magically.
And you keep a gold coin under the nut sack to get more gold coming in.
Magically.
Like in between your parts and the skin, or you just like hot glue it under the actual like nut sack?
Like, you wear it like pants.
And then you like
you fix it before, or is it between your vag and the sack?
You
it's
buffalo
like,
bill it.
Yeah.
I apparently need to know the details on this so I can make this happen.
They're very famous.
I like that you thought witches have super glue.
Well, or the medieval equivalent.
You got the resin.
Xbox?
Did you guys know that there's a museum for Picasso in Amsterdam? Like that's dedicated to him, and in that Amsterdam museum, there's like a wall of napkins with all the dick pics that he's like drew to pay off his bar tab when he was broke.
That's amazing.
Like I want to go to the Picasso museum because it's the Picasso museum, but throw in wall of dicks, and I'm super there.
I feel like, how much debt was he in that there's a wall of these pictures?
Well, I mean, most artists don't get paid until they're dead, and so they don't actually benefit from their art.
That's the usual sad thing.
Close that. Close the door.
I mean, he was a broke college student too.
Yeah, I used to burn his paintings for firewood.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the Picasso burning pictures. See somebody in the... Because it sounds like Munchkin.
I hear a
like
little goblin.
Yeah, I was going to say, I recognize the head throwback. Like, oh my God, look, that you're talking to a kid. Like, oh.
What?
Is it a goblin? Are we recorded yet?
We are live, yeah.
Okay, never mind then.
She's
you
like,
call
I
my
won't say
child a
something that
goblin?
will get me arrested.
I wasn't gonna get arrested, just might get punched across state lines.
Called you the goblin because we were wondering what that sound was. But all children are goblins.
Yes, they are. They swing between goblin in the evening and halfling in the morning.
I know. My pseudo goblin just graduated high school,
Aww.
and she's an adult now.
That's even more terrifying.
I feel like they're goblin even in the morning. It's not till around noonish that they transition over to like somewhat of a good creature.
I'm sorry, are you saying that your children sometimes are not smelly, farty, and burpy? Because if that's the case, I feel like I really, I must have like a goblin changeling.
My niece,
Boy,
my niece had a traumatic brain injury because an adult man on a skateboard who had been trespassed from a park was skateboarding and landed on her head with a skateboard.
Oh.
So as a result of that, she has like crazy testosterone because of the brain injury. So your brain tries to repair itself. And she has like the most high school man BO you've ever smelled, and she thinks it's hilarious.
Oh man, I love your niece.
Which means she just has all the man instincts of the testosterone with it. So that works.
Oh, but she's a teenage girl with the hormones of a teenage boy. If that's
She's
not the
not
worst
even a
combination.
teenager. She's 10.
Oh, wow.
Little. Yeah, and they can't, until she goes through puberty, they can't do any kind of hormone correctiveness because it could damage her.
Yeah.
Dude, Old Spice body wash.
She has
jam for stinky kids.
Prescription deodorant.
As I'm like, I could totally see the Axe body spray waiting to happen.
What?
No, it's the Old Spice, man. That stuff, like.
I mean, I'm
she'll
not
go
big.
in smelling like a goat. She'll come out smelling decent.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Old Spice, but if it's Old Spice or Axe, I'll go with the Old Spice.
Yeah.
I wasn't either until like it was the only thing that would like cut the smell, and I was like, oh, we will buy that from Sam's in bulk. Not a problem.
You know, if I can convince my kid to just use the soap, he comes out smelling pretty nice.
He comes smelling like a rose.
That showers just need water.
Get him some, the what are they? The Dr. Squatch? The man soaps?
I'm afraid if I buy him Dr. Squashes, I'll just steal it for myself. But maybe if I buy two, I won't steal it.
What is this stuff y'all are talking about? I feel like I need to look at this.
It's an all natural
soap. You sent me that picture of that hot man with the beard stuff. There's a whole set of commercials of other hot men and tattoos and shit doing showers with this Mr. Squatch soap that exfoliates and is supposed to make your woman smell want you better.
Excuse me.
Oh, see, I don't pay attention to
that's
what they're selling.
It's Doctor.
I just pay attention to the bearded man. Yeah,
I'm sorry that I failed you in my description.
All of a sudden, I felt like I was actually talking to a doctor at work because they do that. They're like, it's a doctor.
Oh gosh, yeah.
What is it you said, Lex? Oh no, that wasn't you. God damn it! I'm having way too many D&D conversations outside of the real world.
I don't know. I work with a lot of doctors, from PhD standpoints, and they're all pretty
pricks,
obnoxious. Yeah. And when you get them all in a room, it's like Dr. So-and-so and Dr. So. They don't call anybody by their first name because that's just too easy.
Doctor.
You know, when I was doing massage still, I used to call myself Pretend Dr. Megan because people would ask me for medical advice all the time. I was like, all right, well, this is what Pretend Dr. Megan can tell you based on her anatomy classes she took at various times in her career and during school. Take this as you will. I am not a doctor.
Take this medical advice as not professional medical advice, but hearsay medical advice.
It's from someone who really dug her anatomy classes. Still not a doctor.
If it hurts when you do that, don't do that.
I feel bad for people that are physical therapists because they have to go to school and get all these heavy duty degrees to be physical therapists, and they recently changed the laws, so they have to get a doctorate in physical therapy to be able to practice, but they still can't call themselves Dr. So-and-so because they're not.
Really?
Yeah, because they're not doctors.
They don't
just
have a doctorate.
degree.
Yeah. Lame.
Mm-hmm.
When I did physical therapy, I tore the muscle under my shoulder blade. It's really hard to get to. Really hard to do physical therapy for. So you basically have to have like your arm above your head and like go in through the side, like under your armpit, like side boob it to get to that muscle. So my physical therapist turned out to be a guy that my sister knew. Like they were best friends in high school, and then they worked a bunch of jobs together. So I didn't know this. He's like, "Oh, I know your sister Lauren," with like one hand on my tit while he's like trying to stretch the muscle in my shoulder. And I was like, "This is the weirdest conversation I've ever had in my life." And he's like, "Yeah, she has kids now. How's she doing?"
You know, when I had to do physical therapy, when I hurt my shoulder, the physical therapist was helping me like traction out my neck, and he saw the tattoo behind my ear. He was like, "Oh, is that what pride flag is that?" I was like, "That's my business logo. There's no pride flag with green, brown, and blue."
That's all.
Yes.
Give it time. Give it
We'll
time.
make one.
Like, this is a very simplistic way of ocean
That's-
being.
That's the flag for retired people. Boom.
There you go.
That was pre-retirement.
Huh? No, but that's going to be our flag now.
It's gonna be my old business logo. It's now just gonna be used for retirement.
It's like the move to Florida flag.
The Florida People's Front.
Can we
Love
not
the
be
Florida.
Florida people? I'm pretty sure I would like retire like, I don't know, in like Colorado or something mountainy and pretty.
Never mind.
You could just read the news for the rest of the life in Florida and be satisfied.
I mean, I can read their news anywhere. It's 2021. I have the internet.
Didn't we talk about last time how you hated Florida because of like gators and snakes or something? I'm thinking of
Gators and snakes aren't my hatred. I have a snake.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking of a different conversation.
Yeah, no, I mean, I hate Crocs, but that's just because they're ugly shoes.
So are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
I
Tim,
think
I
so.
have to ask you before we start playing, why do you have your background in you and then like a circle around you of something else?
I
It
don't
looks like he's
know.
got a scope, like a sight.
Yeah, like it's really strange.
Something closer to the camera that's obscuring it.
No.
You've got like the James Bond tunnel going on.
Like it's like you have one of those
Is
like
it? It's probably because I'm in a completely dark room. Yeah. See, there we go with light. I'm in a completely dark room right now, so it's just the glow of the monitor is lighting up this, so it comes out of the background.
Okay. Well, now that I know that you're not like, I don't know, being eaten by like a ghost, I'm good.
Being eaten by a ghost.
Night vision ring around.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Quake thing, right? Like
It's a 007 Nintendo game.
There you go.
A golden gun.
Flashbacks to the old
Goldeneye.
N64.
Goldeneye.
Everyone hoping they're up in the vent when they spawn.
The original corner camper.
Best thing about that game was big head mode with slappers only.
Yes. Love playing slappers.
You slap happy fools.
The game was fun.
There's a reason why it stands the test of time.
Because our Nintendos still work?
Because it could fall off the TV shelf and still keep working, not even lose your spot in the game.
Right. The only thing that will make you lose your spot in your game is if you're dumb enough to take it out of the machine.
That totally can happen.
Or you have a
Dude,
jackass brother that would unplug your controller so he could win.
Ooh, that's cheap shot.
Yeah. But you don't unplug it all the way, just slightly enough so the pins are disconnected.
No, my stepbrother would wait until he got around the corner from me and then jerk the cord and run out and shoot me.
Oh, what a dick.
Cheap.
He was a dick.
I will admit, in Siphon Filter, I would watch the other person's half of the screen and throw grenades in that general direction. And I got really good at that for pissing my buddy off.
You know, I was really good at looking at the wrong screen and thinking I was winning. And then, like, when there's like 10 seconds left in the game, being told that I was actually losing miserably and going, oh, no, that's me.
Aww.
I've never been good at shooting games.
I don't like them. They make me motion sick.
The new games require too much button and moving. Like, I want my camera to go wherever I move.
Yeah,
I don't
I
want
am looking at
to have to control the camera too. Just tell me what I need to look at. If I'm looking the right direction, show me everything I need to see.
That's why you play on a computer. Then you just look wherever your mouse points.
That's true.
That is, yep. Or I play games from the 90s and early 2000s that the camera is not advanced enough.
They're like, hey, we're having a hard time just keeping up with you.
Doom 1.
Did you guys ever play Duke Nukem?
Yep.
Yes, I was just gonna say that with the naked lady.
Duke Nukem 3D.
There was also a game I played on the computer called Commander Keen. It was like Mario ripoff where the babysitter kept getting kidnapped by aliens 6 different times. But it was 100% a Mario ripoff, just taking Mario in space, basically, and a cute little blonde kid.
You mean you wanted original content? What the hell?
No, it was my favorite game for years. I've never come across another person who's played it, though. I might have hallucinated these 6 games.
Never heard it.
Or at least hallucinated its funness.
Was this on NES? Because NES was notorious for having all sorts of third-party flood.
No, it was on DOS. It was a computer game. It was the first computer game I played.
Then you have even more obscure games if you're playing on DOS.
Yeah.
Peter Rabbit.
But there was 6 of them. How obscure is a game that got made into 6 different times?
Yeah, but at the time, PC gaming was so divided that, I mean, nobody knew anything about PC games. Mm-hmm. And they were all different because they all had different requirements.
This is also ancient enough from when I actually knew how to work computers, so.
You mean actually having to type in MUD commands?
I used to run DOS instead of like whatever. I mean, Windows. But I used to be good enough with computers. I preferred DOS.
Hey, when you know how to use it, you know how to use it.
I know. I've had these skills.
I've had recent jobs where we've had to have DOS. Like when I worked for UPS, if you're doing 100-weight shipments, you had to figure that out with DOS. The trash companies in town use DOS for all of their routing and for the billing. It's awful.
I don't even like using Excel spreadsheets, even if someone else built them. So I don't think I could hang with DOS anymore. But Jim wants us to play. And I want to find out if I'm terrified or not of Lex's surprise.
There is that.
How do you know that, AJ?
That's always the surprise.
Okay. I like how everyone's all nice and prim right now and chill and quiet and just smiling.
I have ice cream. Why would I not be smiling?
Okay, so we left off, you met your new friend Bob. This nice, tall, rugged-looking, scout. He's got kind of the dark complexion with the constant beard that's trying to decide whether it wants to be a beard or not.
Does he play an instrument? No, I'm just kidding.
He does. He plays, the
He's that washboard part.
so basically, Callista's basically asked him to keep an eye on you guys and make sure you make it to where you need to get to without dying. Is that could totally be the situation. Since you are in the Great Dark Forest, basically it's every monster that's ever gone boo or yowl or terror scream came from this forest. More importantly, there's like evil elves that made werewolves and shit like that. So of course, she feels horrible leaving you guys behind, as she, by the way, just landed in Puerto Rico like 2 hours ago.
I saw
Oh, she finally got there? I haven't
Yep.
seen her update.
Well,
Yeah.
she didn't feel horrible leaving me behind. She kind of gave Kip and I the stink eye.
Oh, you know what? I remember. I'm now mad at all y'all. So my finger earlier is now also in character.
Yeah, she also shook me and told me not to trust anyone or I'm gonna die. So
Yeah, and y'all it completely.
She shook
we
you?
had Callista and Twigsy off in the corner going whisper, 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 whisper. We had
I told you guys.
Kip and fucking Joss in the other corner going whisper, whisper, moon eyes.
We left you with Bob. You were supposed to work
Kawaii.
magic.
As
Instead,
Bob's
you're I'm gonna
totally
get a
like-
white girl wasted.
Nah, dude, you guys all abandoned me. Oh, okay. So yeah, no. So at this point, I'm gonna hate y'all and
No,
murder you.
I told you about Murder Grandma.
Oh, you did? You told us about Murder Grandma?
Yeah, remember
I don't
she
remember
mentioned.
that. I just remember
I
being
told
really
Esme.
hasty.
Yeah.
Oh, you told me about Murder Grandma?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you just told Calista. Okay. So when I look around this lovely establishment, are people noticing us? I mean, I know Esme's tying one on pretty good. Are people like starting to look? Are they looking at me since I'm kind of like out of place here?
So pretty much, you definitely have noticed since Callista, kind of walked out after having that little meeting with you guys. Definitely, Jocelyn is noticing that she's getting a lot of long, slow stares as people are doing that whole drinking slowly in my mug and looking at the winged devil in the corner of the room.
Nice.
Also, didn't
Got
Kip
yourself
fail
some
his?
files, though.
Kip failed whatever he tried to roll. Let's
He
not.
hissed a fake silver and failed, didn't he?
Uh huh.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's yeah, I remember
do
that
that?
happened.
Oh.
What
I
did
knew
he
that.
do?
Who did you try to fake silver ring it to? Oh.
Like the townspeople.
Yeah.
Okay.
So people seem to be like giving you that small town people watching it, the only weirdos in their tavern. I mean, it's only got like about 8 people in the tavern besides you guys, and it's a pretty big, spacious place. So everybody's got space, especially with the 3 sidebars that were happening. Because poor Bob's looking at Esme saying, "So, is there anyone in this group I should look out for? Does anyone need extra attention to make sure they are not left behind?"
Can I hear this?
He's saying it pretty loudly to Esme. He's into a couple of.
Esme needs extra attention. In fact, I'm going to excuse myself from this situation because this isn't my kind of party, and I'm going to go to bed. So keep an eye on her. She should.
And he kind of
And
gives.
I'm going to get up and leave.
He gives you that elbow, the friendly buddy elbow, like I've got your back.
I'm gonna look at him and be like, don't assume I'm not dangerous just because I'm tiny. Everyone seems to think that I'm not dangerous because I'm tiny. I can use my hand and I can kill you.
And and he kind of smiles at you. He gives you this like Gaston style flex, without being too cheesy. And he says, "Don't worry about my little friend Esme. My mother is the smallest woman I know, and she is the fiercest of all the women in my entire family."
Oh, you make him think of his mom.
Rose!
He's looking after
We're
me.
all
too,
a bunch of we're terrible at our job. So honestly, we all need to be looked after equally. Because Yeah, we're not the smartest biblical people, Mr. Bob.
And he just gives you the smile, like, that is okay. I shall make sure that the forest shall not eat more than maybe 2 of you on our way to the city. But
Sweet.
Got it.
he kind of looks over at the wall where there's all these, hourglasses that are being tilted as the hours are going. He's like, I think perhaps we should get some rest, for we have a busy time tomorrow. We have to cover much ground. We don't want to be stuck in the woods in the middle of the night.
Sounds like a plan, Bobo. I'm gonna pat him on his head. I'm gonna go find my room.
And he gives you
I'm
this
assuming
look.
I'm with Lexa. With
Are
Lexa.
we?
No,
I
we
thought
chose
the 3 girls
individual
were staying.
rooms.
What?
But 3 of us can fit in one bed.
Yep,
The 2 tinies and a regular.
it's a party
We're
now.
gonna have a Jocelyn sandwich.
Well, I went to my own room. I wanted my own room.
It's just me and
That's cool.
Esme
That doesn't mean
stacked
I'm not
on
gonna
like
knock
each
on
other's
your door.
head
Be
to
like,
foot. Slumber party.
Using Jocelyn's wings as blankets are the best.
yes, Jocelyn. Let us sleep with you.
No, what are you talking about? I'm long gone. I'm in my room. I don't
Yeah,
even know what
hear this knock?
As there's
Hey,
2
you-
drunk
can you
shorties
pick
outside
it?
your room asking to be let in. It's like 2 children asking to go to their mother's room.
Lockpick.
I have company.
Oh.
I have company. Please go away.
Pick the lock, Esme. Oh, can I turn into something tiny? Turn into like a bee and fly in there and
You
unlock
can
it.
turn into a mouse.
Is this like when you're really drunk and you're like trying to break in on your buddy and have sex?
I'm just gonna open the door.
I'm just a drunk bumblebee like flapping into stuff.
Oh my god, but you're all
got-
like,
Look, we gotta go to bed.
Oversized. You're like oversized.
Ugh, y'all are the worst. I'm gonna go sleep with Kip if y'all don't stop. Go to bed.
Is that a
That's what we're
threat?
here for. We're sleeping.
I'm gonna go sleep with Kip if you don't leave.
That's right.
Well,
Like,
you've
none
already
of y'all want to sleep in there. These
pre-warmed the bed, so it's fine.
We want to sleep with you.
Do we have to be safe?
Don't you want to protect me?
That
We're tiny.
tiefling blood
No,
runs
you got
hot.
Bob. Why aren't you with Bob? What are you doing? Go back down and get Bob.
Why would I get the hairy stranger?
We don't know, Bob.
Right.
First off, that's never slowed us down.
Is that
Me
what
and I
is,
go back a little bit.
I want to sleep under your wing.
do I have a fly check to fly in through the keyhole? It's Bumblebee.
Well,
I
well,
opened
the
the
door.
door.
she said she
Yes,
opened the
you
door.
can.
She's still trying to get
I
through the
guess
keyhole
so.
even though the door's open.
Door's wide open and she's buzzing into the keyhole.
Just surprise, it's Twixie.
She licks her thumb to aim as she keeps missing it by about 2 inches.
It was me. Did you know?
Don't fly drunk.
The door's open. Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all are the worst.
So Bob is
No,
gonna
we're the
go off to
best.
sleep in the stables.
He's in the
Are y'all
stable?
really going
He's sleeping in the
sleep?
he's sleeping in the stables.
Why?
Now we know you aren't going to go sleep with Kip because he's in the stables.
We have to protect you.
Wait. Why is Kip sleeping in the stables when there were plenty of rooms in this inn? Why
Well,
are
no.
we
I
all
thought
Not
together
Kip,
with this
Bob.
other-
Oh.
Bob's in the stables.
Bob's in the stables. Why would I tell you where Kip's sleeping? Kip can tell you where he's sleeping. Or not.
Why is Bob sleeping in the stables? Is he protecting our horses or something?
He's protecting
He's
his
like-
horse, plus it's cheaper than paying for a room.
It's like a were centaur.
He's a guide. He's not rolling with cash.
Okay. All right.
He's a guy and his horse. That's all.
I'll go ahead and let them in and let them get comfortable and go to sleep. Once they're good and asleep, I'm leaving.
In that
I'm going
case,
to my other room.
give me a stealth check as you try to sneak out on your girl posse.
We're on top of your wings, though, aren't we?
Yeah, I
I'm
spooning you. You
y'all
are
are
attached to
drunk.
me.
Like, be real. Y'all could, please. Y'all are 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah, and I'm holding on to you.
I have a passive perception of 14, though, always.
I'm sorry. What did you tell me? Deception?
Stealth.
Oh.
And if you go very, very slowly, I'll give you advantage.
Yeah. I'll go very, very slowly.
No, boosh.
As you're doing the ridiculously slow sneak. And a natural 20. As you manage to creep out of your room, you kind of glance back as you close the door slowly, and you see them kind of like snuggle up against each other, thinking it's you in the middle, and you're just like, I made that happen.
Since I got a natural 20, could I grab my pack while I'm at it?
I'll give that to you. It's a natural 20.
Okay. So I'm going to bebop over to the other room.
Which room?
Well, I asked for multiple rooms. These
Mhm.
crazies, I assume we paid for them and took care of it. These crazies just decided to bum rush mine. So we have at least one other room. I'm going to go to this this not used room. I'm going to take off my armor, put it on the bed. I'm going to put on, I have like a flying suit, which
Mhm.
makes it sound super lame. So it's like this, but like,
It's like 1990s Catwoman.
I was going to say, okay, Miss Marvel.
I was hoping for a 90s Storm with the little arm things.
Oh, there you go.
No. It's more like a pantsuit with a skirt. Hold on, I'm trying. Anyway, so I'm gonna go and put that on. It's all black and it's got a hood. And I'm going to make sure all my stuff is packed. And I'm gonna leave a note that says Kip. I'm gonna raise the window because I wouldn't have gotten a room without a window. And I'm going to fly out and book it west to that town.
What? Okay, you're flying during the dangerous night hours?
Yes. Up high and going. That's why I'm all in black. I got my hood up. I'm as dark as I can be to like blend in.
Okay. You are the night, Batwoman. Okay, so give me a survival to see if you can find the directions for that place. Or are you
Okay.
stealing the group's map?
I feel like Bob is the map.
He is. As we're all looking.
I don't know. I'll let's see. Nope, I didn't steal the map.
Okay.
But in all fairness, I have flown many times at night. Like that's my whole thing. Flying around at night, pretending to be a superhero as a kid. So in theory, I'd know which way west was.
Off in a strange new land, looking for a city you're not sure where it is. Okay. So you go flying off, and you have a pretty good idea of the direction you need to go, and from what your ranger friend told you that it was quite of a stretch of the legs to get there. It was going to be like a 2-day trip.
Or a stretch of the wings.
And remember, your flight speed is the same as your walking speed, right?
Okay.
So it's probably going to be like a 2-day flight. Are you sure you're willing to do that?
Yeah, because I can sleep in a tree or
Okay.
something.
So you're gonna leave us all in the middle of the night?
You know, things can still see you with night vision, right?
Yeah.
As she makes
But
sure
I'm in the sky.
she's going to fly 120
Hey,
feet with
what's
this.
that party line? There's like a song about it.
Don't you know?
Yeah, I don't think it's on the tip of my tongue. What is it?
It's a secret.
Don't
secret?
you know?
It's on the tip of your tongue. It's in the back of your lungs.
Don't
Okay.
split the fucking party.
See, here I was thinking somebody would sing the song. The song's more poetic.
If we find her, I do have gentle repose.
Oh, well, thank you. You're so kind.
Okay.
my intent is to head that way. If at some point during the evening I change my mind, I can always head back.
Okay. So are you committed to flying the 2 days to get to the nearest town?
Yes, unless something happens. Like if something starts to go awry, I'll turn back.
Okay.
If I'm not already halfway.
Okay. So, of course, like half hour before the crack of dawn, all of you guys get like this banging outside your door, and immediately it's Bob basically banging on the door to have you guys all wake up to get ready to head out. As he just comes up and...
How hungover are we? Or are we good?
He made sure that your drinks were watered down and you just didn't know about it, so you're not too badly hungover.
Nice. We're just lightweights.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Is it because we're tiny?
Well, perpetually as the drinks went on at last night, they were getting more and more water to alcohol content.
So he was hydrating us. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
And he's basically there with his big bag, all packed up with supplies, and he's like, "Are you ready to go, my friends?"
Sounds like
Okay,
a
so
dick,
we
Mark.
wake up, and where's Jocelyn?
I mean, don't we think she's kind of sus, though?
Yes.
Oh, no.
It's the reason why I left.
She's
Wow.
my best friend from the church.
You go from like cuddling to she's sus.
Yeah. Can't
I
imagine why I
have
left.
drinking Jocelyn Kool-Aid. Where's my friend?
We were keeping an eye on her.
And
She's
he's like,
my
"So,
friend, though.
where is your friend with the wings? Have we
That's what
lost
I wanna
someone in
know."
the party already?" And
Good job, Bob.
as he's totally like, we must find your friend. It's not safe for her in a place like this to be walking around alone.
Is Kip with us still in the
Yeah,
party?
have you woken up Kip?
He banged on all your doors.
Hey, where's your girlfriend?
I'm not sure what you mean, mon ami.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
He's
That's
far from his
Atlanta.
microphone.
Is my microphone not working?
No, you just sounded
There you
very
are.
distant. You're across the room from it.
I don't know what the fuck's going on because it only happens on this call. My microphone works just fine everywhere else.
Now you're super clear, so
Mhm.
whatever you did, fixed it.
I moved the microphone a half inch closer to my mouth.
That's
Oh.
what we'll totally say is the half inch to your mouth is key. That one was for you, ladies.
Every half inch counts.
All directions.
But, I'm not sure what you mean, mon ami.
She was with us, and now she's not with us, so that means she's with you.
She was with you last I saw her.
Mhm.
Did she abandon us?
Did we not check her room yet?
Like, we were in her room. Is she in our room?
yeah.
Did she go to our room?
Where is she? Let's check our room. Wait, because we would notice her stuff's gone, right?
Yeah, you would notice her bag is missing. Because adventurers
Right.
keep their bug out bags at the ready.
So she's gone with no message, no note.
She left a note in the room.
But
She
not if we don't know. If we just see her stuff's gone, we don't know to look.
I mean,
then.
Bob just knocked on the door and no one answered, so your friend could be in there, but maybe she's heavy sleeper?
Where did you sleep last night, Bob?
I was in the barn with my horse. You would not believe how valuable horses are in this part of the country.
You like sleeping on the barn?
I would have preferred a nice warm bed, and he kind of looks over at Esme, winky winky. But there was no warm beds to be found, if you know what I mean.
Oh, why didn't you speak up, son? I would have got you a bed or something.
It's fine. I mean, the important thing was to make sure that my horse was still here in the morning.
I'm gonna throw Bob a gold coin.
Aww.
Next time you get yourself a bed.
And he gives you a big smile, and basically he throws down his big ass backpack, and he basically, lets you guys know that he's gonna go ask around town for your friend if she's not in the room, because he's not gonna open the lady's room up because he's polite and shit. and he's going to head down the
Nice
stairs.
shit.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll go through the rooms.
I got no problem going through rooms.
No boundaries.
As your team is totally willing to bust the door open.
What's that you're speaking about? Privacy? What is that?
I want to
Like,
point
you
out
have any
Bob slept in the stables because there were no empty rooms, and we left an empty room and Bob in the stable.
Well, we
We're
have
figuring that out.
we technically had 2 empty rooms, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had 2 empty rooms.
We're horrible people.
Yes, letting Bob sleep out in the stables is why we're a horrible, horrible group of people. Nothing else ever.
Technically, I was going to offer him a room, but we got past that.
Drinks were had, people needed sleep, it's all good. Okay,
Pretty sure I passed out on the bar.
so how do you guys basically spend the day with Jocelyn missing?
Well, did we
So
find
are
the
we
note?
checking the room? Yeah, are we
Yeah,
checking
let's
the
check
room?
the
So
note.
who's breaking in?
Don't we have the
I mean,
key?
he's gonna break. Well,
Do
if it's
you
a
use the
room that
key?
we rented, shouldn't we have access?
Unless Jocelyn took the only key. Jocelyn.
That would
took
And
the-
I locked the door from the inside. So
Did
hope
you
you're
lock
broke
the
to get in.
door and hope that we'd break in? That's
No,
ridiculous.
because I left my armor.
So if Kip would like to do thieves' tools,
Yeah, I don't think I. Oh, it looks like he already
as
goes.
he just did, as he goes click clack and pops that door open in like 3 seconds.
Dang.
So
After you.
who's going to be the first one to find the note?
Do we had to roll anything for it, or
No. I was totally
I
cool with letting you guys fight over who finds it. Does Kip know where it's normally going to be? The note's going to be hidden.
so? I think I'm a little. I think I care more than anyone else. I would probably like
Aw.
butt bump him out of the way and be like, "Thank you," and like run in and see if there's anything to see.
Okay, so if Kip is interested in beating you, why don't you guys go roll initiative real quick and see who gets higher? If Kip is not interested in stopping the force of nature that is Esme, go ahead and let her snatch the letter.
I already stepped to the side. I offered the door to you.
Oh, so I didn't even have to butt bump. Cool.
He's a highwayman and a gentleman. Okay, so as
And
Esme
a scholar.
as Esme finds this letter and starts to read it, why don't you read it in your character's voice?
Mine?
Was this letter?
Yeah.
Wasn't this letter marked
Oh.
with Kip's name on it?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Read it.
Shit. Yeah, that would not stop me.
No power in the verse
It
can
says-
stop Esme.
Right? It says Kip, and when you open it up, it says Esme. I said for Kip to read it. And then it says,
It's a glitter bomb.
Kip, it's not safe for you to be around me. Take my armor, sell it, and for God's sake, get some night vision goggles. Maybe we'll see each other in the next life. Jay.
Wow.
P.S. Esme, get Bob.
I'm gonna ball it up and throw it at him.
Kip. Yeah, I figured.
Here it's for you.
Since he's the only him in the room with you guys, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for you.
So is there any secret message in the note for Kip?
That's it.
Okay. So of course, we screen swipe to flapping over the forest. It's about midday. She's exhausted from flapping her flappy wings because she's all about flapping. So Jocelyn is flapping in the right general direction. You feel you've been lucky and safe. You've seen the occasional bird of prey. What could have been some scary looking, mosquito looking things in the trees. But you've managed to keep a safe distance. Go ahead and give me another survival check. Now that it's daytime and you're looking to get where you need to go. And you see this chain. Wow.
I'm killing it.
Literally.
Okay, so
Wait a minute. It's a new day, right?
it's a new day.
Did you rest?
I did not rest. Never mind.
You're welcome.
Rude.
I totally liked it. So you basically are flying what way you think you need to go, but then you're like, there's supposed to be a river. I think I'm totally lost at this point. As you're just doing that whole looking around, trying to get your bearings, and you're just like, I know I'm going the right direction, but I don't see anything that I should be seeing that should be there.
Okay.
So what do you do when you realize that you are lost?
I'm gonna go with and it's daytime, right?
And it's daytime. It's a beautiful, clear day. So clear. Give me a perception check.
Well, I'm just great at all of these. I'm tired.
Obviously, you've been flying
you
through
are.
the day, flying through the night. All of a sudden, in the side of your ear, you hear the cackly laugh, and you hear your grandmother's spirit's voice saying, "Oh, that's a big one. I wouldn't fly too close to him, dearie." As you kind of like look around in a panic, and you're like, "What is she talking about?" Because she sounds like she's talking about how something's beautiful and scaly, and you look around, and I did kind of roll there. Something that at a slight distance, you see a large green dragon rise out of the forest with this sickly green smoke following it, like this horrible pale green mist following it and clinging to it. As it like breaks through the tree lines, it kind of flies for about a good half a mile. As you dive into the trees to hide, give me a stealth check. As this old worm you are scared shitless and shaking a tree branch.
It was nice playing with y'all. Sorry, I'm gonna die.
As Esme's having this panic attack moment, as the dragon kind of like turns its head slowly, and one eyeball like beams in your direction. You sense there's this like light beam coming from the eyeball that clearly marks where you're looking at it, and you're basically like frozen in place. You're not magically compelled or anything, but you're just like, oh my fucking god,
Is it time for the song?
Nope.
You can totally sing the song if you like.
Oh, I was gonna play it for y'all.
Oh, I'd rather you sing it. It's funner that way.
I think that you should know better than to ask me to sing something. I am terrible at singing.
That's why it's better.
No.
Besides, it's a sing-song song. It's okay if you sing off key.
I don't want to hurt y'all's ears. You're about to learn a lesson.
She's looking for a button. Looking for the button.
I've already stopped caring.
Okay. As we get screen swiped from where Jocelyn's clinging to this tree, completely wings bellowing out, catching the wind. There are no leaves on any of these trees that match her skin tone. She sticks out like a poor sore thumb. Her hair is wafting on the wind. Totally outlined. The green foliage outlines her profile beautifully. It's picturesque. As we screen swipe to back at town, and everybody's like, no, we haven't seen a purple-skinned demon girl. Because Bob's description is she has tail and wings and horns.
And it's purple.
And it's purple.
Thanks, Bob.
It's not like you're there.
It's not like...
if I do come back, they think I'm a demon.
It's not like, he'd describe Esme with the way the sun twinkles on her eyes. Her cheeks are warm like the hearth.
I'm sorry. I think I have to. Excuse me. I need to go barf a little bit.
I love Bob. He's the best.
So you guys, is there anything special you guys are doing in town while you're basically looking around for Jocelyn? Because surely she wouldn't have abandoned you guys.
Yo, we need to find her. We need to get her. We need to get her safe.
I'm pissed. Where'd she go? Kip.
Sounds like you guys are at the bar bitching about this.
Pretty much.
So there's this general.
I mean, I don't have any like town stuff to do. So I guess as soon as we've given up on finding her in town, we're just gonna piece the fuck on out and move on.
Well, because this is like a tiny town. It's not even.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, we had to go to the big town, which is where we just were resting.
Mhm.
Maybe
Yeah,
she
the
went to
big
the
town.
big town.
But wouldn't they maybe have night goggles there since they're all like,
Oh my
No.
god.
They have what's called torches. That's what they call the night goggles.
I thought this place was like the Navy SEALs kind of place. This is
Not
Not
we're at the truck stop. That's not even like
It's not even
the
Buc-ee's.
Fly-In K. This is the town that's too small for a Fly-In K.
This is
And
Yuma.
that's where we're staying at.
This is
The
the town that
J-Man.
Gaston and Belle live in, okay?
It's a provincial town.
Yes. How much gear did she leave behind?
I
All
left
of
all
it?
my armor.
Just your armor?
We can sell it when we get to the next town.
And while you guys are sitting there all sullen and complaining about how dare she fly off without you, it's her mission that you guys are on, all of a sudden you hear like a couple of the farm folks, one of the trappers comes and says, and would you believe it? In the morning sun, I saw this horrible, beautiful sight of a flying demon heading off to the west. It seemed that the sun glowed red off of its skin, so it had lovely features, but it was horrible to be seen in the morning light. Thankfully, the demon did not see any of our friends as we were packing up from the logging camp.
Is this Bob talking?
No, this is some locals that just walked in talking to their friends about how they saw this demon flying west.
Is it obvious that they're describing Jocelyn?
It sounds very familiar to your ears. You definitely are getting the gist that they're talking about her flying, west.
Excuse me. You said west. Could you point me in the direction that you saw this demon flying?
And he kind of like sticks his thumb in the air for a second to get his bearings, and he points western. We have a logging camp about a good half day's walk up from here.
Of course, I didn't find that.
You just flew over it while they watched you in stark raving terror.
Thanks.
Obviously,
But they were scared.
it must be a demon from the Hellgate. And a couple of guys pat his back and like, yes. They still say demons come out of the Hellgate, even though it hasn't opened in a long time. Ever since the werewolves started living around there, the Hellgate has been very quiet. Thankfully, the one good thing about werewolves is they hate demons just as much as humans.
Bob, which direction do we need to go? Are we headed the same direction?
Bob looks at you as he comes in. He's like totally disheveled because he's lost one of the party members before he's even left town. He's totally disheveled. He's failed his cousin this bad.
Poor Bob.
As he's just like, I guess it would be the same general direction. And he basically sits down with these guys and he's like asking information about which logging camp they are. And he's like, yes, it sounds like the general direction.
Bob, look at me here.
Okay, he looks at you. He's like staring down.
Wrong camera.
He is checking the pores on your nose. He's staring so intently.
I need you to focus. We need to find her. We need to find her now.
How quickly can she fly?
Probably a hell of a lot faster than we could walk. So we better get ourselves moving.
Okay, so I shall get my horse.
That be a nature check? Would I know that? Let's see. How fast does she fly?
Well, you
Just
guys have
quickly.
seen her flying, so you have the general idea of how well she flies compared to running. And Jocelyn, how well is that?
It won't let me roll.
I mean, about the same.
It's almost like it's the same general number.
But in all fairness, they did see me running in armor, so I wasn't my spryest. Was I supposed to be doing something?
Oh no,
I thought that it's
saw a bunch of messages pop up on the group chat, so I was pulling them up real quick
Oh.
to see if anything was pertinent.
Oh,
I was like, my internet must have gone out.
So
yeah, everyone's fine.
so is Jocelyn gonna hunker down and hide where she's at, or is she gonna try to bolt for it? I mean, you saw
I'm
a
not.
big ass dragon.
I'm gonna try to.
Seduce.
I'm gonna try to charm it. No, I'm going to try to hunker down somewhere. Not down to where something could get to me, but in a tree up-ish, where hopefully there's some leaves or something I can kind of situate myself in.
I look for a big purple bush to hide my color.
Well, maybe if it's a really thick tree, you won't notice me.
Okay.
I'll kind of wrap myself down.
Is there oleander bushes in this forest?
As all of a sudden there's a giant 5-foot Philippines bat right next to her, and she's not realizing it. So
Don't see me if I don't see you.
go ahead and give me your stealth roll as you're hiding yourself in the woods and realizing this is why you are a city girl. In fact. Okay, you pretty much think you're hiding in a good spot. The sun is starting to wane as you're basically hiding out, and you're getting kind of hungry, and your wings are glad for the break. Is there any chance that you're rethinking your choices? As all of a sudden,
Can I hear that the dragon is still there? Do I kind of hear it still?
every now and then you hear trees move in mass, and you're not quite sure what it is. But when you saw this gigantic, massive ancient dragon flying around, you're like, this dragon could level a city if it wanted to without even trying. You've heard stories of the ancient dragons. When they wake up, continents change.
I think I want to go a different direction. I don't know if I want to go backwards because I feel like it might think I'm running. And do I know, are they animals that'll chase you just because you run?
It's a fully intelligent dragon that likes to corrupt and eat people.
Funsies. Okay. I'm gonna head a little north. I'm gonna try to head north and maybe circumvent it.
Okay. As you've totally been told that these dragons don't exist anymore. These are the things that have disappeared from the world a long time ago.
Just like vampires and werewolves aren't real.
Well, those are totally real
but-
because, humans and elves made them.
Because I can't go back because I'm pretty sure Callista called the church on me. So I gotta keep going.
Wow.
That's what I think she ran off to do.
Aww.
So I'm gonna head north.
Okay, so you start
And
to
try
head
to-
north. Give me a survival check.
Man. Okay. Wait, did I sleep at all?
No, you're pushing yourself. Now you kind of head north until you find a nice little area where the sun is actually piercing in the forest. It's one of those rare spots where a fire or something must have knocked a tree or a big ass giant dragon, cleared this little area of this small, clear, cool stream that you see that just runs between two trees. And just the pure temptation of cold water and a rest is luring you down there. Are you willing to go get some water? Refill your now empty wineskins or water skins? The water looks beautiful. The area looks...
Can I do like a perception check to see if I notice anything that looks... You know what?
I like how you look at your sheet and you get excited.
I gotta look. I don't remember how far my mage hand is. I want to send my little mage hand down and kind of test it out. It goes for 30 feet. So I'm going to get 30 feet from it.
Okay, so you're flying 30 feet up to it?
Yes, and I'm going to have it take my little wine skin and go down and dip and kind of, be prepared.
As you wait for the crocodile. Okay, so the mage hand kind of fills your water skin up about half full before, don't want to make it too heavy, and then floats back up to you with the water skin full of cool to your lips, refreshing, sweet stream water. It's like the sweetest stream water you've ever tasted.
Well, she is drinking pretend water. I'm gonna go grab a real drink.
And literally that's Esme at the bar going, I bet you that bitch is drinking stream water right now.
How tired am I?
You are exhausted since, all you've done is stop to huddle in trees, and there's not like you can get really good sleep while huddled in trees.
I'm going to say, Grandmare, do we think it's safe for me to sleep here? I need your guidance.
No.
Response.
This is a filthy place. It stinks. Full of the old ways, but not the good ways. Not the good old ways. Leave this place quickly. Go back to your beautiful friends. You don't want to spend another night out in these woods. Old Green back there will sniff you out.
Okay, so I want to go back. I don't want to go into the town without them because they're probably going to try to kill me.
Don't you know you never split the party? That's the song she was referring to.
I sent it to the chat.
Oh.
I think. I'm pretty sure I sent the right video.
Fine. I'm gonna start flying back towards the town, but I'm gonna keep an eye out in case I see any little other opportunities, like a village or something.
Okay, so
I definitely want to keep away from the actual group.
Okay, so do you stop to refresh yourself at the river, or the stream, I should say?
Sure. Let's fuck around and find out. Sure. I'm gonna drop down.
Okay, so you land down the mossy ground. It's kind of spongy, but it's firm, and you basically refill your wineskin and drink some of the most delicious water you've ever tasted. As the perfect 3:00 in the afternoon sunbeams are cutting through the forest, lighting up this area in almost like the perfect, majestic scene.
It's dragon semen.
I was going to say she's downstream.
Wow.
Y'all are horrible. Something's wrong with y'all.
So go ahead and give me a
Oh.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I'll give you a perception.
No, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to basically ask a perception. Like, do I see anything weird? Do I see somewhere like I could possibly sleep?
Oh, you see a few places that you could sleep. Like there's a nice little rock that would get you, a few feet off the ground. You totally think tying yourself to a tree and trying to sleep in a tree branch is not cutting it. You totally need a hammock.
I'm gonna go find somewhere that I can snuggle in and cover myself up and just hope for the best and go to sleep.
Okay, so you're looking for
if
a little.
If something eats me in my sleep, at least maybe I won't notice.
It's a painless death. Okay, so you find this nice hollowed out tree that you're basically, hunkering down, and you put a couple slabs of bark in front of it to make sure it's guaranteed monster proof.
Yeah. I'm PETAing it from the Hunger Games. I'm making that stuff work.
How the fuck did he come up with the time to make paint?
He got a kit. It was like one of his sponsored items.
The difference between the movie and the book. Okay, so you're hunkered down. Give me a stealth check.
I'm killing it tonight.
As she totally, with her mighty 6, doesn't have like one of her legs and some of her cat suit sticking out the outside of this place. Big tufts of hair, stuck to the place. She's feeling the dirtiest she's ever felt.
And I'm just snoring.
You don't realize that the hollowed out tree is actually a resonance chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So every time you make little whimpery noises in your sleep, it's just just magnifying the sounds.
Scares off all other creatures.
You're welcome.
Okay, so the rest of the party is basically packed up and they started heading out, hoping that they can run into you. So, of course, Bob is giving you guys the rundown of these woods, that these are some of the darkest and thickest of the dark wood. And he basically explains to you guys that the dark wood is more of a title than an actual forest name, because there's the greater dark wood and the lesser dark wood, and you are currently in the greater dark wood. Thankfully, the elves that used to live here are long gone, but some of the stories say that the elves that lived here were the originators of the concept of lycanthropy, as they summoned primal beast spirits to compete with the earlier humans that came to this place. As he's totally telling Kip this, because it's like human history. Here you go, man.
What species is Bob?
Bob is half-elf, but he's more of the human than the elf.
I was going to ask what the other half is.
He's got the short tips.
Wait, is Callisto more the elf than the human? I don't think I know.
She pretty much said she's got short-ish ears, but she definitely reads as half elf when you see her. He's a little more of the human than the elf. Gives him the best of both worlds. The long lifespan is really nice. And he basically
don't gotta to remind me twice that Bob. I know humans are shitty.
And he kind of gives you the winky eye, like, you know where I'm going there. That long ago we used to live in harmony with the elves, and when he speaks, you can tell he sort of distances himself from elven culture, because he's totally embraced the human culture here, not the elves that are almost extinct, and basically tells you guys that some of the first werewolves were basically elf druids that summoned the primal spirit to make them change. And then the werewolves turned on the elves, and that's the end of that. And he just kind of like does that whole, that's the end of story time, because it's super depressing as you guys hear some wolves baying in the background.
And that, as we say, is that.
You're a great storyteller, Bob. You should tell us more depressing stories while we're walking through these dangerous woods.
You are true. These stories are tales of wisdom, and you as me is very wise. And the wisdom is power.
What better time to tell scary stories than when you're in a scary place, huh?
At least the sun's out, right?
Exactly. As thankfully he's rolling like a champ for keeping you guys safe. And you guys basically make up some good time, even though he's kind of pushing those of you that have less run speed than the others really hard.
I can summon a mount.
You could turn into a mount.
Hey, I could summon one and ride it.
Oh, man. If you ride her, Esme, I'm going to be so mad because she wouldn't let me fly with you. But I'm in my log.
Come on, Mon ami. Move your ass.
I have...
Really? I'm only you guys, I can go 25 speed versus your guys' 30. I'm not that much slower than y'all.
When you're running nonstop, that 5 feet every 6 seconds adds up.
Well, get that 25 feet moving.
I am gonna inflict wounds on you. You don't trust me.
As Kid gets murdered without Jocelyn. Okay, so what animal are you summoning?
That's to summon. So you guys are gonna either have to wait for me to scamper behind, or go without me.
I have that one too.
Well, you definitely don't want to ride a familiar. Remember, it's got to be one size bigger than you for you to ride it.
Oh, okay.
Which for you shorties just means a medium-sized creature.
Yeah, just like the regular thing. I don't know. I guess a boring horse.
A boring horse.
Since
Okay.
everyone's superstitious.
T-Rex.
Or what's faster? Can I do like a cheetah? Since I'm tiny?
Have you seen a cheetah?
Oh my god! I know who you need to ride. Hold on, I'll send it to you. You need to ride Cringer.
We all know who Cringer is. Come on.
Brittany, do you know who Cringer is?
I do not.
From He-Man?
Yeah.
Battle Cat?
Yeah, Battle. I know. I want her to ride Cringer, not Battle Cat.
Oh, you took your shirt off. I can't tell who you are anymore.
What?
Your underwear changed colors. So weird.
Your underwear
Who are
grew.
you?
Your underwear grew fur. I don't know who you are anymore.
Okay, so you summon a horse. Are you going to let Esme ride with you?
Yeah, she's tiny. Us tinies gotta stick
Okay,
together.
so poor Kip is having to run his ass off to keep up with you guys.
Oh no, while everyone else has a horse.
Oh, poor McPhail.
And we wonder why I ran off.
Oh. Okay.
Green one?
I see you. I see you.
Okay, so you guys are starting to make up some good time, and he's like taking you guys, you see the logging camp. It's this circle of cabins with this logging equipment laid out, and they've got a bunch of trees felled and some spikes protecting their cabins, and he's just like, and that's the logging camp. Let's keep going. And he still like looks over at your magic horse that you can just summon a magic horse. That's crazy. That's crazy talk.
Is he looking at Twigsy like she's a magical creature now?
Definitely, she's a magical creature. He thought she was just a forest gnome, but now she's more than just a forest gnome. He's respectful of the fact that she's a druid, because I'm pretty sure her traveling companion said, hey, she's a badass, cool forest gnome. Look out for her. Just don't eat the mushrooms.
They're symbiotic. I can't help. They're there.
Spores.
Well, I didn't know.
So he basically sets out, and he's just like, so we're basically halfway there, since I rolled really damn good on my survival skills, and natural 20. So he's like, we should probably find a safe place to camp for the night. Do you have any suggestions, my friend Twigsy? When in doubt, ask the druid.
Are there any signs of Esme?
None that you guys have seen.
I'm sorry. I am riding a vehicle with you right now. You mean Jocelyn?
I'm Jocelyn.
Yeah. You're behind me. I can see.
Esme's just got her little hands
sure
around
it's
your
me,
waist,
Esme?
squeezing you, and there's no sign of her. She just blends in behind you.
Where are you? Huh?
What's that voice?
What's that sarcastic voice behind me? This
Is the mining camp abandoned, or is
no,
there shelter here?
the logging camp. You guys passed that. That's totally occupied. It's got a bunch of workers out there. It's just that two of the guys that walked into the tavern that saw the flying demon, they basically came for some time off in town.
I'm gonna say let's find somewhere safe to camp for the night.
And he agrees, since he suggested that and looked at you for any good suggestions.
Yes.
So what kind of camp
okay.
are you looking for?
Do I know this area? Have I been here?
You've never been to this deep, dark, huge treed forest. It's ominous. It's oppressive. It's huge.
Let's find like a Oyabachu clearing, because what could go wrong there?
Okay. So you basically keep saying, let's keep going until we find a clearing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I like that idea. That sounds like a good idea. What's the worst that happens?
And oh, look, it's like there's one right there for us.
As you find a clearing, but when you find it, it seems to have the ruins of some hunter's camp in there. As I look at the map
Well-
and just notice that. I'm like, oh yeah, there's
Well-
ruins in this map.
What are the odds of a bad thing happening twice?
I like the way you think.
As he kind of like looks around, kind of, it's getting late, and he's like, well, any port in a storm, as the sailors say, right? I really should have become a sailor like my mother always wanted.
Are there
I'm not sure that means what you think it means, though.
corrupting our poor little Bob? Would I be able to nature check to see what destroyed the camp?
Oh yeah, you could definitely do that.
What was here before us?
So as you kind of like look in this clearing, you kind of realize that the pelts that were set out over here, that basically they've almost started to get to the rotten stage. So it's probably been at least a week or so that this camp was abandoned. There's no heat coming from the fire pit. The tent is all dilapidated and supplies are just strewn about. Of anything edible is gone. You clearly think that this person was probably a wolf poacher or a dire wolf poacher, because you find like a dire wolf pelt and a couple wolf pelts in there. And you see like some old rusty traps that, nothing would have been interested in dragging off. So if you want, there are 3 traps there. And the ruins of a tent.
Are the traps in working condition?
Yeah, you could totally use the traps.
To like give us a little space tonight.
I say we set up like around the tree, so that at least our backs would be protected.
Okay, so set up
put the traps around it.
This little tree with the rock.
That's really funny, because Esme really wants to stand on this stump and watch everyone and feel tall for a minute.
So Esme gets up there to supervise.
Yes.
Yeah, we could pull this tree up over to the side over here, and then we'd have like a three-sided protection.
I'm still grumpy. My friend left. Before that, she was keeping secrets. My other friend is keeping secrets.
Aww.
What? I told you about Grandma.
Yeah,
I
but
left
you
you
were
with
still
Bob.
whispering with Callista.
She said not to trust the scary one.
Everybody,
Scary one.
Everybody.
Sorry,
And
I
if
saw the hit points on this green dragon.
and if anyone's interested, I just shared the link to how to use a hunting trap. If anyone was interested in trying to do it.
Okay.
And you can.
Let me see what skills required before I volunteer.
And of course, Bob's like, we want to we're not going to get much rest tonight because it is not safe to go out here in the dark. So I think we should make a few fires. Do you agree, friend Twigsy?
Yes. Do we have magic fires?
Unfortunately, I only have one kind of fire. It's the one that comes out of the end of a stick.
Were you an expert, Bob?
I am an expert. Yes, I can make fire out of just the stick. It's almost considered a magic trick. And he gives Esme. He's totally just a scout.
This doesn't say what you have to do to be able to set it.
You just set it, and if something walks by, they have to make a dex saving throw, or the trap snaps on them and they lose their movement.
All right. Well, I did read it right then.
You set it and forget it.
I was going to say that.
100% how I roll.
And every time they try to pull themselves free, they take another point of damage if they fail their strength check.
Oh.
So you can easily set up where you guys want to camp and where you put traps, if you like to put traps. As I'm seeing a bunch of little red dots on the map, and I'm just checking to make sure it wasn't somebody marking the map.
Oh, they're little berries. I vote we
Yeah.
put our tent like here.
Okay.
Bad, I'm pro.
Hey, look at you. That's a great drawing.
That is not a penis. I don't know what to do with a legitimate drawing. So I get to draw where I set my trap?
Yeah.
We got
Okay.
3 of them.
All right. I say the trap should go there. Oh, come on.
Are you having
This
issues?
in the middle, that's not a river, right?
That's the path.
Okay. Oh no, I see something. Jim.
You see nothing. There was nothing there.
Oh, that's where the tent is. I didn't scroll down far enough.
She was hiding it.
I was like, well, I'm not there. I don't need to know where the tent is.
As you're
Okay.
cold and exhausted and wishing you weren't snoring as much in your hollowed out tree.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not cold. I can
Set
one of
yourself
my
on fire.
two deaths, I can make myself warm. Thaumaturgy or prestidigitation? One of the two.
You
I don't
can
know.
warm the tree trunk so it gives off a nice warming heat.
Cool.
No,
And
I
then
want
can we
to
set up
warm
little
my clothes. Warm my clothes. Not. I don't want any. No. Just me.
little fires?
I don't want to give off like a heat signature where something comes and finds me. More than I probably do, but you know.
Well, lost control of the mouse on that one. It's a starfire. All right. Little fires, and then that way we should be protected, right?
We got our thingy, our traps, our fires, our tent.
Okay, so who's...
Isn't a fire like 20 feet, 30 feet?
Uh-huh.
Well, that should protect us over the night, right?
That
In
should
theory.
totally protect you.
In true Esme fashion. Oops, how do I delete my stupid drawing?
What's wrong with your thing?
No, I just drew on my face. I would like to
As you
erase
can
my
see
face.
the nice lit up circles you've got around your camp.
And then the trees behind us, that 5-foot square that no one can get through.
Did you just set up the exact camp those people had?
Did I? I didn't even look at it.
And then a murderous demon shall descend and shoot magic missiles into your sleeping bags.
Except this time it's a dragon.
I hopped from my stump and I walked across.
Okay, so who's taking first watch? And if nobody wants to, Bob will always do it.
Really slept with the horse last night, but you know.
Oh, look, all 3 of us can fit in a tent too because it's 2 tinies again.
2-man tent holds 3 creatures.
Because one of us will be watch.
It's the warmest Kip has slept in a long time.
I wouldn't mind taking first watch.
Okay. So who's taking second watch?
I've been muted this whole time.
Oh my god.
I was wondering where you were. You were being
Did
too
you think
quiet.
we were ignoring you?
Yeah.
Oh, and you
Totally
turned
was.
off your camera. What are you doing, AJ?
He's in the black.
He's
I had to
purely
turn
in
off
the
my camera.
darkness of the dread.
I had to shut everything
Bro.
down while I was having sex.
There you go.
Wow,
That was quick.
And that means very disappointing for your wife.
Somebody failed their con save.
Unless it was by yourself, and then good job you.
And then in that case, thank you for expediting to come back to us quickly.
How dark is it in here?
The three fires are pretty lit. It's pretty nice.
The shit's lit.
This shit is lit. Look at the big yellow circles. That gives you an idea how clearly you have this place well lit.
Now, if y'all want to get some rest, I'll take first watch.
Too late. You can take second watch.
Esme claimed first watch because she wants to make sure to be able to sleep through the night.
I'll take last watch so I can be up looking for berries and shit or something. Druidy. Talking to the trees. Good morning, leaves.
Okay, so Kip, you gonna take second watch?
Third watch.
Sounds like I'm taking second watch.
Sounds like Bob gets to sleep.
Third, isn't he? Well, yeah, there we go.
You guys well deserved that, Bob. Sleeping with the horses last night. You're crazy.
Okay.
You're so mad at him for that.
So go ahead and put yourselves in the camp. Unless you want to be out there in the dark when things might happen.
Alright.
Because I totally had the wrong tool selected.
How come there's two Twigsies?
Because
Is
you
there
can
now?
never... Because it's the tale of two Twigsies.
Oh, I like the other one. That one's me with the squirrel. Get out of
See,
here.
the
ugly.
squirrel did exist.
Yeah, he's my pet squirrel. I have an animal companion.
Uh-huh.
That's what we
Squeaker,
thought.
squeaking.
Except I have crazy green hair. Because I'm a forest druid.
Da-da-da.
That's just moss. Out.
It's just the spores have started growing out.
It's just mold. Mushrooms.
Mushroom.
I
Okay,
gotta
so
remember I have that.
I would like to sleep between those trees there. I want to be just far enough away from the fire where I can conceal a little bit in the dark, but I can still see from the firelight there.
Okay. So, let's see
You
when
should be behind the tent then.
he's going to be half out in the darkness, so something can creep up and just drag him off into the woods screaming.
What a shame. I mean, no.
So, Kip,
It's gonna be grandma.
Esme's on watch. You're hearing all these creepy grandma. As you're hearing all the nature sounds, you hear wolves chasing down some deer and slaughtering it horribly. As your watch comes up and Esme, how do you wake him up for his turn?
Okay. I go up to him and I cup my hands and I go, boo!
You should do
Okay.
that double knee kid jump.
It's your turn. Night. Leave me alone.
And don't forget, you all should be full on hit points, by the way. Wow, that was the worst strength save ever.
Oh, I didn't even mean to do a strength save.
You rolled
He's
a
stuck in a
3.
sleeping bag for us.
That scared you.
As you have this terrifying nightmare when she does this, and you're realizing the reason why your sleeping bag won't wake up is because you accidentally stabbed your knife through the bag into the ground, and it's holding your bag down. And you're just like, what? Poor Kip. He's got Jocelyn separation anxiety.
I was trying to attack of opportunity reaction.
And you really just stabbed your sleeping bag and thankfully did not hit yourself. Okay, so you've got, an hour into your watch.
I grin and then I go to sleep.
Esme kind of rolls into the tent to go to sleep, Bob kind of gives that half asleep look at you like, haha, and slips into his little sleepy trance. And so you anything special you're doing while you're on watch and everyone's asleep and you're hearing the beautiful whiffle sounds of your compatriots sleeping. Followed
Do I
by
want to know why you skipped me asking if I was doing anything special?
Well,
I
you
don't
said
know that you were just masturbating while nobody was watching.
You said you were going to bed.
No, when my turn was over.
Is there anything you're doing before crawling off to bed?
Of course not. I just wanted to be asked.
Where's that mute button? Love you too.
So I guess I'm gonna climb up into the tree and try to hide a little bit so I can get the jump in case anything shows up.
Okay, so give me a perception check as you're hearing the wild animals doing the wild animal thing.
All the animals having sex.
And go ahead and move into your tree.
Oh, that's a beautiful roll.
As you roll a natural 1 to perception.
I'm just climbing this tree that I was sitting next to you.
Okay. So well, you've climbed up into the tree, and since that is a natural 1, but yet you roll a 19 to stealth, you find a good cradly spot that Jocelyn would be jealous that you managed to find that she could have hidden in this tree. It's so good that it's comfortable and cozy.
Oh, you're gonna fall asleep.
no.
And all of a sudden,
Fail us, Kip.
your eyelids are getting so heavy with that natural 1. It's almost like if you just had another hour's sleep, maybe you shouldn't have been drinking late last night. It's all your fault. You're trying to put it through your head of what happened with Jocelyn, why she took off like she did.
I knew I shouldn't have had any of that lavender tea. Should have stuck with the honeysuckle.
Okay, so you're not quite sure how long has passed, but who's got the best passive perception in the group?
Mine's 14.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be Twigsy or Esme, since they're both, wisdom based.
Yeah,
Mine's
I'm a 14.
12, so yours is higher than mine.
So you're like super cozy, sleepy, as all of a sudden you hear this low grumble, growly sound. And at first you think it's Kip's belly again. But all of a sudden you realize that there's many of them and they're circling around.
Did I hear him?
With your passive perception of 14, yes.
That's not good. What would they be afraid of?
Holy Jesus. Holy crap.
What would they be
As
afraid
all of a sudden, Twigsy, you kind of open your eyes and you hear the growling and you're just like, what's going on here?
I'm gonna grab Esme and shake her.
Okay.
And Bob.
So
Shake
you
both.
shake Bob and Esme and everybody's all like, kitty piled on top of each other, all super comfy and warm. And, the horse is making this super sad whinny noise, and you can see he's pulling on Bob's leg too, like, because Bob's got the stirrups around his ankle. And it's kind of moving Bob's leg, like, hey.
Is he gonna rip
Okay.
him out of the fucking tin?
He's a well-trained warhorse. So go ahead and roll for initiative. Now remember, click on your token, and then after you click on your token, go ahead and click initiative.
Y'all made fun of my hollowed out tree.
I would like to ask why Bob looks like Katniss. Look at him.
It's catnip.
He has tits and a bow and a braid.
If you want to be judgy or do you want to play?
I'm questioning why Bob is
That's
so
the more elf side.
Why are you assuming Bob's gender?
because tits.
That's the more elf. Can't tell what's going on side.
I told you he looked like Gaston.
Oh, you did.
It's
Please tell me that his horse's name is Philippe.
His horse's name is Horse.
Philippe would
Oh,
never
right,
belong to Gaston. He would jump off a cliff first. He's an honorable horse.
Okay, so bad things are about to happen as poor Twigsy realizes there's a shitload of wolves out there, like a unnaturally large pack of wolves. As Kip is sleeping in the tree. He's enjoying himself. That perception check made your eyelids so heavy.
Are we in a position where I can yell, Kip, wake up?
On your turn, you can. You can try.
Try.
I mean,
how loud I can be.
So Twigsy, you're in the tent. You've kind of woken Bob and Esme up, and the horse is making some really sad sounds.
Yeah, it's not good. Do. Can I tell from the sounds if these are regular wolves or werewolves?
If you want to use your turn to do a nature check or perception check, sure.
Okay.
See how I offer you options there? Or you can run out and do something super cool.
I'm going to perception. I know all about the wolves.
Because knowledge is power. Okay, so immediately with your perception, you start listening to the wolves basically communicating in their quiet growls and grumbles. And you're totally believing that these are regular wolves.
Okay.
Not that makes you totally feel better, since medium-sized wolves can totally drag you off anyway. But dire wolves, being twice their size, are a lot scarier. And and with that good of a perception, you pretty much have pegged down the individual wolves with their noises. So you know all the wolves around you.
Would I know which one is Alpha Wolf?
Not yet. You'd have to see him in action for that.
Okay. And I can't sneak out of my tent to do that?
Not at this point, since you just did perception, but you can still move if you want to just move out.
Do I want to do that?
That's a good question.
Do it. I've got a no help strength though, so I can't climb up the tree. But you're like a foresty
I like
to. I'm a druid. I'm gonna do my my spores, my halo of spores.
Okay, and what does your halo of spores do?
It makes a 10-foot circle around me, and if anything comes up, then they get necrotic damage. I'm going to do my scared dandelion poof and poof.
And you even have a big yellow circle for your 10-foot circle.
Cool.
Ploof, as all of a sudden your spores come shooting out all over you, Esme, and Bob.
Sorry, guys.
So what do your spores look like?
You got excited? Is that what you said?
I said I got scared.
So my question now is, as long as I don't move, I won't get attacked by her spores?
I think it's just enemy things, isn't it?
Yep, and you're surrounded by invisible necrotic spores that are harmless until you unleash them on a creature nearby. When a creature that you can see moves into a space within 10 feet of you or starts its turn there, you can use your reaction to do a 1d4 necrotic. So basically, you have to tell them, and it's your reaction to, as soon as they come in, you can react to that.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine. It's just the bad guys.
Okay.
Tell Esme, don't piss me off, and then you're fine.
Yeah, stay fine.
Cool.
We good. We're good. We got this.
She preemptively blows her seed all over everything, so she can call it back whenever she needs to.
It's like the little squid in Nemo. Sorry, guys.
And remember, getting up from laying down on the ground is half your movement.
Oh,
if you wanted to move, by the way. Okay. So, Esme, Twigsy just dandelion poofed. She woke y'all up, and she's like, wolves! Because I'm assuming you told them about the wolves, right?
Yeah.
There's wolves, guys. So, is it cost me my action to yell at Kip?
No, you can do that as an incidental to yell. We'll see if he wakes up.
Wake up!
As you look out the tent,
over here?
You look out the tent and you don't see Kip anywhere.
Okay, well then said, hey Kip, where are you? I guess I won't get to hear anything if he responds until it's his turn.
Yep.
But I yelled.
But you yelled, so hopefully it'll wake him up.
Right, so pop out of the tent.
As soon as you do, you see that there's a bunch of wolves circling you guys.
Yeah. I can see this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then what I'm going to do... None of them are hiding.
Yeah, at this point, none of them are needing to hide.
Oh, use a spell.
Ooh, and what is that? So, guiding bolt at this guy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you fire off your guiding bolt, and a 13 will hit.
All right.
Go ahead and roll your beautiful damage.
Do you see that that's a +4?
Yeah,
just-
your spell attack modifier is +4 to attack. And you're doing it at a higher level.
I am.
So, what does your guiding bolt look like again when you fire it off?
So it's kind of like this really awesome, like, lightning bolt, but instead of being yellow, it is blue.
Okay.
And it kind of goes zig, 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 zig.
As you shoot blue lightning at it, and it just explodes the wolf. There's like rear legs go flying backwards, and chunks start bouncing off the trees. Needless to say, the exploding wolf made pretty much as much noise as you're yelling. You're pretty sure if Kip's nearby, he's waking up right now.
Good. Morning. Do I still have movement?
You have half your movement, yep.
Okay, then I'm going to use half of my movement I'm going to walk across here. Actually, I'm going to walk about midway here.
Wow, putting yourself between your friends in danger.
That is how I roll.
Gutsy, I like it. Okay, so Bob will have no problem grabbing his bow and getting out of the tent. And he's totally like, Esme, stay near the fires. It's not safe out there.
Do you see what I just did? You mind your business. You help with the wolves, and then we'll talk.
Ooh. As he's totally like, she's spunky. I like it. She reminds me of my mother. And he's going to see this wolf here as he gets his bow ready. And he's going to go ahead and fire off 2 rounds with his longbow. Because he doesn't suck with a longbow. But his first arrow and second arrow both hit the ground on both sides of the wolf.
Wow, he sucks.
Yeah.
As he only rolled a 10 and a 12. That's what he gets for shooting his arrows first thing in the morning. But he's clearly got that wolf's attention now.
Good job, him.
Which one did he shoot at? The one that's right, the closest one to him?
Yeah, this one right here. He will not shoot someone far away to shoot someone nearby. So, Kip, thankfully you were not going to require a wisdom saving throw to wake up, but you immediately hear yelling for your name and then kaplooey of a wolf and some plattering sounds. As all of a sudden you realize
some splatter hit his cheek.
A little dab hit you right there on the cheek, and then then just like slowly oozed off your cheek and landed on the tree trunk in front of you, and you realize that you fell asleep on duty. Momentary pain of guilt.
Oh, I never feel guilty. Come on now.
Make it up to us, Kip.
This wolf here, do I have a clear line of sight of him?
Of which one?
Oh, I didn't even see that one.
Yep, yes you do.
Now, am I hidden enough that I get advantage on the attack?
You will until you take an action.
So without making a noise, without saying anything, I'm
gonna take a shot with advantage. And wow. Yes, by the way, the 18 will definitely hit. For 14 points of damage, as needless to say, wolf be gone. as your arrow just kind of hits the wolf in the chest and it just makes this horrible noise and goes down into the foliage.
That doesn't count because I wasn't there.
Wow, rough crowd tonight.
Where?
Not in our tally.
Do we hear the bow go shoo or anything?
You hear the tongue and the tree branch rustles he's underneath, and you kind of get the idea that there's a tree that just launched an arrow out of it, and there's a.
At least Kip didn't abandon us too.
Ooh. So unless Kip takes a bonus action, you guys know where he is.
Shots fired. Bonus action I can do.
You are level 3, so you have cunning action.
Yeah, I would like to. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna use my cunning action. Can I use my cunning action to hide again?
Yes, you can.
Again?
That is totally a thing you can do with that.
So, need another stealth check with that then?
Yep. To see how well you hide.
Oh. Sorry, I forgot to take it off advantage.
Okay, so solid 17. You kind of like grab the tree branch to quiet it, and grab your bowstring to quiet the tone, and you blend back into the foliage. Kip, king of the foliage. Okay, so Esme pops her head out, and all these wolves see her. So let's hope those traps are placed in good spots. So we've got 40 feet of movement, which totally means Wolf can get here. Totally means Wolf can get there.
Don't they have to jump over the rock?
I totally could have just used steady aim instead of hiding again to try to.
Okay, Wolf can go here and then go here. I'll do the workaround for you so you can see the path they take.
It's gonna happen when Callistra comes back and Bob's dead.
She'll be like, "Fuck you guys, I'm out."
We're like, oh, that was the weird cousin anyway. It's fine.
He probably touched her once when she was little, so she doesn't really like him.
Wow.
That's why she left him with us, because she hates him and hates us.
So this wolf's going to circle and get caught in that trap, because I just want that trap used. And this one is going to walk and get caught in that trap, but let's find out if those traps actually worked.
Oh no.
So, hunting trap, if you step on the trap, you must succeed on a 13 dex or take piercing damage and stop your moving. So, first wolf on this side is going to make their dex save. Makes it with no problem. Is the rusty trap is just a half second too slow to catch it, and it goes snapping open. Now this one is going to make their dex save. As all of a sudden, this poor guy gets trapped. And takes 1d4 points of damage. Wow, that was a pretty effective trap.
I feel like I won something since I set that trap. I also lost something because I set the other trap. So it's a wash, basically.
And that one's going to come up here. And it's going to try to stealth, by the way.
Oh no, a rogue wolf.
It's definitely not the alpha of the pack. So it's not going to want to jump in there first thing.
Is that what a hidden wolf becomes a werewolf? Werewolf?
Where is the wolf?
Can we tell which one's alpha yet? Oh, shoot.
You will shortly when you realize it's the first one to attack. So over here, this is the first one that lets out a howl as he's running forward and he lunges right at Bob.
Oh no.
And his mighty 7 will not hurt Bob because somebody woke Bob up and he has his full AC. As it snaps and he just kind of like ducks back from the bite and he's like, whoa, bad dog. This one is going to go ahead and Twigsy's still in the tent, right?
I stepped out.
You stepped out? Okay, so it is going to bite at Twigsy. Because you seem bite-sized and chunky. Will a 19, Jesus Christ, hit you?
Yes.
Okay, it snaps
He's
at
in
you.
my spores, though.
He is in your spores. Would you like to do a reaction to his attack?
I do. It's just a 1d4, right? Plus wisdom?
Yep.
Is that not an attack I have?
So he's going to take a Constitution saving throw. And he rolls a 16.
Does he get a con save?
Yep. If it succeeds in the con saving throw, you're...
Is it 13 is the con on that?
I believe so. What is your spell DC?
I don't know.
Let's scroll up and see.
It's going to be on the your spell page on the very tip top. You'll see a spell attack modifier and a spell DC modifier.
12.
12. So it does make it save, so it does not take damage from your spores. Its hide is thick and it's aggressive. And it's going to chomp down on you for 10 points of damage. And give me a strength saving throw as it's tugging at you like you're a ragdoll. Okay, you manage to, when it pulls, you're just like, no, and you stomp your foot down and take a nice, good, strong stance. As it's just like, oh. Then, Esme, this guy is going to go ahead and bite at you.
I'm ready.
Will a dirty 21 hit you?
Of course it will. Is that 8 damage, really?
That is 8 piercing damage, and I need a strength saving throw.
Strength saving throw.
That's totally your best.
Of course, because I am so strong, y'all.
And you are knocked prone.
Ooh.
Esme down, Esme down. And the second one is going to bite you for a dirty 18 for 7 more points.
No, God, you don't attack the healer? Jeez.
Well, the healer ran off on her own. Don't you know you never split the party?
I'm not split.
I don't think you never attack the healer as a rule, but never split the party is.
I'm not split.
Okay, and that looks like all the wolves that are left. There was a culling that happened. So Twigsy.
Yep.
You are strong, you are mighty, you are the twig that bends but does not break. That's why you didn't fall to the wolf's bite.
What do I want to do?
You hear Esme getting chewed up over there.
Yeah, if I run over to Esme and Thunderwave, she'll be hit, right?
Unless you aim it well. What's the spell say?
It just says it's a 15-foot cube.
Yep, originating from you. So if you were to say go right here, and you were to say,
because we're small, so I can be in her square, right?
Yeah, you could totally be in her square. You could totally do Thunder Wave like that. See the red box?
Would I hit all 3 of them?
There's only 2 there. The third one is too far away.
All right, sorry, Bob. All right, I'm gonna Thunderwave.
You totally ditched Bob and Thunderwave. Okay, so a wave of Thunder's Force sweeps out from you. Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you, which is right there to there, must make a Constitution saving throw. And you know what? They feel good about their Constitution saving throws. So first the wolf on the left. Wow. Then the wolf on the right. Okay, righty feels confident, but lefty made bad life choices. You know what it was? It's because lefty chewed on your friend Twigsy while she was, Esme while she was knocked down. Okay, so that's 10 points of damage.
Yeah, and they're knocked back though, aren't they?
If they fail their save, yep. So this one is
Okay.
going to be. So I have to move the little dots. Knocked back, and he looks like crap, by the way. I mean, you blew his hearing out. He's got blood coming down his ears. He looks absolutely crippled at this point. His legs are quivering as you blew him out through the air. The one who did make his save takes half damage, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and he's basically stand strong and puts his feet down onto the ground. You see him kind of like get dragged back a half inch or so, but he's refusing to give up the ghost. He's going to eat Esme.
Poor Esme.
Well, that's awesome.
Damn feral wolves. But on the plus side, it is Esme's turn.
Okay.
You
You
can
said
hit
I'm
from
on
the
my
ground.
ass, right?
You are knocked prone because he pulled you down to the ground.
You can still attack though.
Yeah,
yeah,
you can.
no, I want to stab at him. I'm not going to bother standing up. I'm just going to stab at him.
Okay, you stab at him with your silver dagger for a 4. As you're kind of swinging in frustration, as your friend's thunderwave kind of like cascaded over the wolves, you're just kind of waving your dagger in the wolf's general direction, going, "You son of a bitch!" But you do miss him.
I'm still going to make a face at him. I'm very angry.
Is there anything for your movement or bonus action?
I will stand up for my movement.
Okay, so you are back on your feet. We're going to move you for a second so I can take the little token off of her. Because I gave you the little broken back picture.
I saw.
Okay, so you were back on your feet.
Yes.
Okay, so nothing for your bonus action?
What is the category of my bonus actions? I don't know that I...
Spells that are bonus actions. Like, I think the Healing Touch one is a bonus action, I think. One of the two healing spells is a bonus action. Or you could...
I was smart enough to pick.
It does depend on what spells you have today.
Yeah, so let me take a look and see.
This pause brought to you by wolves chewing on your cleric. Never leave your cleric alone to die, because your cleric will leave you.
Does it have to say that it is a special action?
It basically will. If it's a spell, it will say casting time, bonus action, instead of one of action.
Instead of okay.
I'd just like to point out, if I was there, you could be flying in the sky, throwing down this stuff from the sky.
From the sky.
No, thank you.
Who left?
You know what? I do have a spell for a bonus action.
I was forced.
You still need a parachute into a fight.
A goblin glider, so she can just be dropped in the middle of combat.
I'm standing.
Okay.
As a bonus action, I am going to use my spiritual weapon.
So that's a bonus action. So you cast spiritual weapon.
I do.
Okay. I think I have one floating around somewhere, but I'll just grab a quick picture.
You do have one floating around for me somewhere.
Blip. There's your spiritual weapon.
I don't see it. No.
It's right between the two wolves in front of you.
Really? I still don't see it. But I believe you.
I'll give it an aura. How about that?
So I cast it, but I'm assuming my 7 didn't hit.
Your 7 did not hit. Can you see your weapon now? You have
I do
control
see
of your
my
weapon, so you can move it if you'd like. But the when you summon it as a bonus action and it swings, it misses the wolf.
Okay. I still get to keep it out though, right?
Yep. And as a bonus action each turn, you can move it and have it hit again. Okay, so Bob is going to take a moment to realize his new compatriots have left him with 2 wolves to face.
Run over here, Bob.
And he's really contemplating joining you guys.
Maybe if you're a little more adept with your bow, you wouldn't be in this predicament.
But he doesn't want to leave his horse behind to die.
Oh, that's what that is?
That's his horse right there.
His horse looks a little special.
We can buy you a new horse.
Wow.
Obviously, you haven't seen enough aerial pictures of horses.
Oh, that looks much better than it did before.
Okay, it was less of a dog and more of a horse now.
Yeah.
As he basically drops his bow and pulls out his swords, as he's like, I cannot leave my horse behind. And he's going to start doing his short swords of doom as he takes these little machete-like swords out. So first he's going to attack this one. As I
started
clicked.
to rethink why he was sleeping in the stables.
As he hits this one for 6 points of damage.
This is a girl horse or a boy horse?
It is a girl horse. And he's going to swing on the same one again and miss. As I'm going to sneeze, I'll be right back.
That was really funny to watch you sneeze.
The important thing is you didn't have to hear me sneeze.
Why the wolves are coming?
The sneeze looked very graceful.
Why, thank you. Did my hair quaff? Okay. So, Kip, from your safe billowing spot, you see the wolf that's stuck in the chain here with the trap, and you see the 2 wolves over here. And you see your guide, stuck between 2 wolves.
Now, which... The 2 wolves with my party members, with Esme and Twigsy.
This one is almost dead. A stiff breeze could finish this one off.
How rough are the others looking?
This one doesn't look bad at all, other than he's got his foot trapped in a trap. And this one, it's one could almost say bloody. Almost.
Now, which one of these 2? So this is this.
This is the one that he wounded. He wounded this one. The other one is untouched.
All right. Now, I didn't reset my hit points. I assume we rested and we traveled.
Yes.
My hit points will be
You
back.
were told to reset.
Yep.
You just weren't listening.
You just fell asleep with your bad perception roll. Megan looks totally relaxed right there.
I am very relaxed, but I'm trying to make sure I can see what you guys are doing.
Now, am I hidden enough to get advantage on my attack?
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna shoot at this one here since he's on his own.
Okay. And you do have an ally adjacent to him, by the way. So it definitely guarantees you get that 24.
Ooh.
Would you like to use your sneak attack? Wow, apparently you rolled a mini and a max on the dice roll. I like that. So you fire your little sneaky arrow out, and it comes flying out and sticks the wolf just in the heart region. That sweet hunting spot that you want to shoot an animal at, and it just drops instantly to the ground.
That's right. Now I want to take my bonus action, and instead of trying to hide again, I'm going to take steady aim, which guarantees my advantage on my next attack.
Okay, so which one are you aiming at?
Oh, I think I helped Bob out enough there. I guess... Oh, shit. I don't know.
I'm going to take a vote on this one.
My spores are going to go off, though, on my turn.
I think I tend to agree with you there.
Remember, your spores are going to go off at the beginning of their turn, too.
Oh, yeah.
Not so worried about the one in the trap. Unless he chews his leg off to get out. But I think Bob can handle the other one. He already got him injured. I'll steady him at this one.
Okay.
Why do we have the same color?
Because you picked the same color, you can totally change that.
But I drew in that color.
So you're claiming that color?
I mean, I'll find a different blue, I guess.
So this wolf is going to take off. Because
Ooh.
he's down to 1 hit point. So he's definitely...
Wait. Did my spores go off before he runs away?
It is the start of their turn. They're in the spore circle. So does your spores let you attack multiple targets, or is it just one? You pick one?
Do I pick one, or is it everything?
You are surrounded by invisible necrotic spores that are harmless until you unleash them on a creature nearby. When a creature you can see moves into a space within 10 feet of you or starts its turn there, you can use your reaction to so you have to use your reaction. So you get to pick one. They're both they're both there. So which one would you like to use your spores to eat away at it? Hopefully.
I'll pick the injured one.
The one that's getting ready to run away?
Yeah.
Look at you being a druid of the circle of life. As you're totally like, spores, finish that guy off and turn him into fertilizer. And he rolls a 21, natural 20 on his constitution save. They make these wolves hardy here. This is not your normal wolves. These are these badass, almost dire wolves.
He got away anyway.
As he's running away all wounded and limping. There's at least one survivor. And this guy's going to go ahead and bite it, Twigsy. He's wounded. He's hurt. Esme's no longer a threat because she just keeps waving her dagger at him like she wants him to take it from her. And he's going to bite Twigsy. Will a 23 hit you for 7 points of damage?
Yeah. These are some fierce wolves.
Hey, these are scary woods. So give me a strength save, as you know that this wolf's going to drag your foot down. He's trying to pull you to the ground, make it easier. Oof, as he does pull you to the ground.
Esme, help.
You come to Esme's rescue. Now you're the one on the ground.
I was on the ground when she got to me.
Oh, wow. And this wolf is going to go ahead and attack Bob. With a dirty 20 for 8 points of damage. Bob does not like that. Bob's bloodied. And Bob's going to have to make his strength saving throw. Which he easily does, saying, "No, wolf, I shall not bow down to you." And Bob's wolf is gonna run away. Yes, ladies and gents, he's gonna take an attack of opportunity and roll a natural freaking 20.
Yeah, Bob.
As Bob's wolf turns to run, and he basically cuts it down.
Yes.
As he just kind of looks back at the tree to Kip of yeah, that's right. You killed one, I killed the other, we're even. Oh, and that reminds me. Did not make my saving throw to get loose from the trap. It's a DC 13 dex. And he takes another point of damage.
Oh, keep it as a pet.
Okay, so Twigsy, you're on the ground. The wolf is looming over you.
I'm gonna shillelagh and then whack it with my stick.
Okay. I love shillelagh. So you empower your stick with the shillelagh spell, and a 19 will definitely hit it. And what does shillelagh do?
It just gives my magic stick just glowing vines.
And make sure it does magical damage.
Mm.
Okay, so it takes 4 points of damage on the nose, and it's not looking healthy. It's got blood coming out its snout, and it looks like it's going to run away any second now, if Esme will let it.
Oh wait, do I get to do my spores again?
You can, and now that it's your turn, you could do that.
Ah!
As your spores will kill it off. as all of a sudden its nosebleed starts frothing as your spores are getting into its bloodstream, and its eyes roll back and it makes this horrible sound like, the movie It, and it starts chunking as the spores are now inside it doing their thing of slowly decomposing it. So Esme, you just saw something disgusting happen to a wolf. There is the wolf over here on the trap, by the way.
I do see it. Without using it as my special action, just using it as my regular action. What the hell would help if my mouse would cooperate?
Never.
I'm going to use my spiritual dagger.
You're going to move your spiritual weapon over there to take an attack?
Yes, sir.
All right. Swing that beautiful spiritual weapon. 16 will hit.
All right.
For 4 points of damage. You guys are consistent with that number 4. Yeah. It is still alive, but it is horribly wounded, and it's pulling at that trap in the saddest way.
I'm going to use my as a bonus action and use it again.
Okay, well, the bonus action is what you would use to make your attack for the spiritual weapon.
Oh, so moving it was my normal action?
No, moving it as a bonus action on your turn, you can move it and attack with it.
Okay, well then.
So you still have your regular action and your movement.
Okay, so is anyone else at all bleedy like I am?
Bob's at half-life. Twigsy's doing pretty bad.
Help.
Kip is A-okay.
Well, I think I can wait till we're out of combat for that, actually. So I still have my movement.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to hop off my little branch I've been standing on. And dash it with my hand axe.
Damn. Okay, so you go up there and you swing an 18 with your little hand axe and give me damage. Ignore the 3 because that's if you rolled 20. But the 4 points of damage are more than enough to go up there with your hand axe and you literally bury the hatchet 2 inches behind the ear, which is enough to put the wolf right down to the ground. It's you're just like, you bastard. And you pull your axe out of the back of its head.
Think how beautiful we're going to look after this. All of our goats.
Yeah, it's a good thing Joss isn't here. She would hate this mess.
As you pull the axe out of the wolf's head, and as you guys are cleaning up from this, because obviously the wolf that got away is totally okay with never seeing you guys ever again. It's the new alpha by proxy.
Was it like the Omega before?
No, it actually was the out of nowhere. You guys kind of you look at each other and you get that calm after the battle where you're all looking at each other, breathing all heavy, holding your weapons, covered in blood and wounds. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this one bolts from the bush it was hiding in. This one right here was hiding in that bush the whole time. And
we forgot about that one.
And it totally books the heck out of there, doing double move. And basically he's getting the hell off the map, running all the way to over here. It's totally gone. That was the Omega. Basically just sitting there waiting for scraps to happen, and scraps never happened.
I'm going to heal myself while I'm laying on the ground.
Family is scraps.
Oh, that's wrong. Yes, it is still within range.
Shoot him.
Do it.
Shoot it.
Are both of them within range? Or
this one is in undercover, so it's going to be at disadvantage, by the way, if you're shooting at that one. But this one is wide open and within range.
Do I still get advantage since I took my steady aim?
Yeah. I'll give it to you. As his room gets darker.
Get it.
Do it.
And you're going for the wounded one?
Yeah.
Okay, so your arrow goes flying out, and the wounded one kind of gives a half-second glance back at you guys like, almost got him. And in that second, Kip's arrow flies out of the tree and just ends it. Quick arrow in the back of its neck, and it falls to the ground dead. And now Omega is the alpha. And of course, instantly, good old Bob sets apart to working on skinning the wolves with the natural 20. Or that's not bad at all.
It's gonna be fancy. I'm gonna heal myself while I'm laying on the ground.
Okay. So immediately Twigsy's like, cure wounds. Oh my god. I almost became Wolf Chow. Esme, you're wounded too.
I'm
I
very
only got a
wounded.
5.
Only a 5. As you guys are doing your healing, cleaning up, whatnot, Kip is realizing he fell asleep in the tree and he's a little embarrassed. All of a sudden, the screen swipes. And we see Jocelyn curled up with her wings around her. She's feeling really insecure. And all of a sudden, she's just not feeling safe in her dream. She's seeing her mother fighting her grandmother over an argument. And they're just having a bad time.
Got the bottom of a barrel.
I didn't hear you cut out. All I heard was I'm
My
having
9
a bad
is for
time. There's
me.
something going on.
Jocelyn is having a bad dream in her tree. You know, the little hollowed out tree where she's sleeping.
Okay.
You're having a bad
Okay.
dream. You're having a flashback to when you were little and you were listening to your mom and grandma fighting each other.
They were fighting each other.
Yeah, what were they fighting about? I'm totally giving you player agency here to give us some in-depth background.
Okay. About her buying a little boy slave, a family of slaves, and they had a child, and like it's ridiculous. It's a waste of resources. There's no point in it, and she's arguing that I just don't want to be there. So I run and I go try to find my pet griffin and get out of there and try to sneak out my window and run off and pretend that I'm a knight on my trusty steed.
Aww. And all of a sudden, yeah, you're in your dream. You're kind of jostled out of your dream, and you kind of realize, you know, your clothes are warm, but you're sitting in a hollowed out tree, and you kind of hear this scraping noise, and immediately you realize the little bark barricade you put up in this hollowed out tree
Do
that
I
you're sleeping
recognize it?
in. You hear scraping noise. You don't quite recognize it. However, would you like to roll a perception?
I'm going to. I don't know if that's going to do anything, but sure, I'm going to give it a go.
Okay, go for it. Okay, so you're immediately feeling terrified. Give me a charisma saving throw real quick. Basically, we're doing a fear check as you're alone in the woods, something's scratching at the bark outside your little fortification. It's absolutely terrifying. And you are absolutely, like, shrieking terrified. You know, all of a sudden you're realizing that you're out here alone. You did the worst thing that you could have done, which was run away from your friends, and you're feeling absolutely terrified alone in these woods, realizing that by opting to be out here, you're probably going to end up dying alone in the dark, or worse, turned into something undead, or even worse, turned into some kind of abomination.
Oh my god, you're gonna be a revenant.
So do me a favor and roll me a D100.
Okay. Hold on.
I love
Zombie
these bad
granny
rolls
sex
at the best time.
Okay.
Jocelyn runs off on her own and bad things happen. So all of a sudden you begin babbling and incapable of normal speech or spell casting. As all of a sudden, it's almost like you pulled the you from the dream that was the young girl, as you just start babbling incoherently to yourself, as you're just like, you realize this is the end. And then all of a sudden, the clawing intensifies, like something is trying to get through the bark, and it's tearing chunks of bark away. And just as you're about to scream and just like defend yourself however you can, but your magic is just not coming to your words, it's just not working, all of a sudden the bark rips like a huge massive chunk of the bark door that you've fabricated, and you see this pale moonlight just bathe over your face to the point of it blotted out your dark vision. You know, in your regular light vision, it's bright enough moonlight that it's making your dark vision switch off, so you're going back to color basically from infrared.
Okay.
And you see this pale horse until you blink a few times and realize that this horse has a horn that just broke a piece of the bark off and flicked it with its head with like almost zero effort. As then it takes one hoof and kind of clops the base of the tree, and the rest of your little barricade comes crashing down. And
Can I speak at this point, or am I still like bamboozled?
roll me a d10 to see how many minutes you're just babbling like an idiot.
Oh, good. Okay, hold on.
And yes, Kip can recover those arrows from the wolves.
Okay, that's all.
So Jocelyn is just babbling. It's like aphasia at its
I'm gonna
worst.
try to bow, or like curtsy, like since I can't speak, kind of.
And as soon as you do that, the unicorn makes this clop clop on the ground and then kind of does like that horse bow that you've seen, well-trained war horses do.
Okay, I'm gonna try to. I mean, is it right up against the tree?
It's right up against. It could reach its horn out and spear you, or clomp a hoof against you.
And I can't talk to it yet. Okay. I can't talk to it. So I don't know. I'm gonna attempt to try to talk to it. Apparently, all babbly like, and try to maybe like.
Okay, so you try to babble, and it's realizing that you were absolutely terrified, and the problem is it's your out of control fear that's kind of taking over your animal brain right now, and it will cast calm emotions on you as it takes its horn and bows its horn to your forehead, and little glow of magical energy on the end of the horn as it boops your nose. All of a sudden, you feel the calm emotion spell come over you.
Thank you, Great One.
Now, you can choose to fail your charisma saving throw if you'd like to let the spell affect you. It's an option.
Yes,
You can choose to
yes,
let it affect you. Okay?
Yes.
And you just feel this warm lunar light just blow into you like a cool but pleasantly cool breeze as your hair quaffs back from your face. A little bit of smudge and moss on your face from your hiding hole falls down as it bows at you again.
And I'm just going to tell it, I'm so sorry if I'm trespassing on your lands. It wasn't my intent. I'm trying to make it to the nearest town and to stay away from, I think I saw a dragon, if my eyes saw right. So I apologize if I've misstepped or done something to upset you. I meant no harm or disrespect.
Okay, do you speak Elven?
Yes.
As in your mind, with the horn still like an inch from your nose, you hear this very powerful masculine voice enter your mind with telepathy. In Sylvan, as it says, "Rest, child."
You don't know how tired I am. I'm so tired of running.
Rest now, child, for you are safe, for you are in the last vestige of my goddess. These waters here will keep you safe, and my presence will ward away the green worm. As you just sense that the horse gets this head whinny of obvious distaste of the old green, as he calls the worm. The beast has awoken from some nightmare that keeps it slumber. But I am here to find where it shall go, for its path will be nothing but destruction. And I hope that it will go back to sleep shortly, for my goddess has charged me with keeping it from killing those within the woods, for good or for evil. I am the last of my pride.
Who is your goddess?
And he basically gives you this cool montage of images and symbols, and the moonlight beaming down on top of you, and you kind of look up in the hollow tree and you see nothing but bathing moonlight.
Is his goddess Sailor Moon?
There's always one in every crowd.
It's Moon. It's the Queen Serenity, isn't it?
Is that a Sailor Moon reference? Because I'm not one for watching
It is,
that.
yes.
Okay, I just want to make sure because I'm like, it totally doesn't sound like the goddess I'm thinking of, but totally could be.
I haven't watched Sailor Moon in like 20 years.
They just put
20+
a new
years.
movie on Netflix.
I actually am really sad because I went to start the new Sailor Moon movie and I was feeling like garbage. So like I fell asleep and now I have to watch it again.
It has the
Oh, go ahead.
the chibi Amazons in it.
So my son doesn't understand yet, but his username is Chibi Monkey Boy, and he doesn't understand where the chibi comes from.
And of course, instantly you realize you hear this word.
That's his goddess, and if he doesn't think so, he's lying.
You hear the name LaRue spoken in many, many languages through your head.
Okay.
As you get a definitive grasp of who his goddess is.
I don't know how I could repay you for this kindness. Like I appreciate it so much. If there's anything I can do, please let me know. I need to sleep, but in the morning, if you need me to do something, I'd be happy to help.
And he proceeds to spend a healing spell on you, so you feel super refreshed and good. But he basically just looks at you and says, "Be good."
I will try my hardest.
And then all of a sudden, you like look up at the moonlight that's blushing against your cheeks, and he just kind of like abruptly bows and then turns and rides off and like disappears in sparkles of moonlight.
He's so beautiful. And I'm gonna hunker back down, and I'm going to dream of beautiful unicorns and sleep.
Winning love by daylight.
I got to meet a unicorn.
Okay.
Never running from a real fight.
So of course, we screen swipe to dawn is up. Everybody's not gotten some good sleep because that totally was the middle of the sleep night, and you totally interrupted by wolves. Is anybody going to ask Kip how his guard duty went?
I'm going to ask Bob if he needs healed.
Bob will gladly take heals, or he'll just bandage himself. He will gladly take your magical heals, but they are precious, and he respects the power behind them. So if you feel that you should save them, and I will recover from my wounds, as he's got like dog bite all down his leg.
How's Bob doing though?
Bob is bloodied. He's at half-life. That wolf that bit him and tried to pull him did some damage, but he's putting on a brave face. He's totally pulling the Shane or John Wayne of "I'm fine, I'll be fine." Don't need to save that magic for an emergency situation.
Cursed life.
I got booped on the nose by a unicorn. I'm so excited.
Good job teaching her, Jim, not to split the party.
As
she's her lesson.
Dreaming of unicorns, and her grandmother's ghost is whispering in her ear, filthy animal, kill it, make it into a nightmare."
Shh, it's okay. Go back to sleep.
Ugly one-horned mule.
Thank you for that. But that's what she sounds like. Okay, so you guys basically break camp. Your buddy Bob Shear, he's got all those wolf hides, draped over his horse. He's totally like, today I shall walk with Kip. And as he hands Kip a little bag he's got of some dried roots. And he's like, for the next time that you're on watch, take some of these to help you keep awake.
There's a bag of cocaine.
What is it?
It's really just caffeine roots. It's black root.
I hear that still put a hair on your chest.
Yes, it will. My mother used to give me black root as a baby. And look at me now.
Are you guys going to drink raw eggs for breakfast together while you hold hands?
If he'd found a bird's nest, yes. So, of course, he's guiding you guys in the general direction that you need to go, as he's firmly confident in his role. As we're just going to see what that role is, because I heard that yawn. And it
No
is
one
almost
seems
that.
like Gaston. No one.
Makes out with LeFou like Gaston?
I was gonna say makes out with Esme like Gaston.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
He wanted to marry Belle as a cover for his love of LeFou.
You didn't let me get to
Agree.
where he's gonna make a play for Kip.
Wow. Let me
I think
refresh
Marion
my
is kind of
screen.
making a play for Kip.
He was
it
in
like-
trouble.
Thank you kindly, though, Bob.
As his scouting roll was not good there because he's only +5. So you guys get kind of lost and almost eerily so, kind of head in a northerly direction.
Ooh, that's suspicious.
I mean, if somebody else wants to roll a survival to check his roll there, as he kind of like, he's looking around like he seems lost for a second. It's that moment where you've got the map and you kind of roll the map around a couple times to make sure you don't have it in the wrong direction.
Upside down. Let me.
Y'all don't want me rolling
Backside.
survival.
So I think Twigsy's
any-
probably the best one to roll.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have a
You
+2,
got us
but
lost like for 3 days.
I got us
before.
lost last time, though. Yeah.
So
Well,
Twigsy's
seems
like,
good.
yeah, looks legit, looks good.
I
As
mean, I don't mind. I have a +2 to survival. I just thought for sure that someone had better than that.
no,
I have a
that's what
+2.
Twigsy was running.
You know, I'm gonna grab the map from him and see.
Ooh,
And
Yep, seems good.
yeah,
I think
As,
Kip's like, no. Let me mansplain this and get the map.
we all
Way to
need
go.
to double check each other's work.
as conveniently, you guys get lost almost just like Jocelyn did. Remember when she went in the wrong direction? You guys happen to be accidentally going in the wrong direction at the same time.
Now, does this black root, when I chew on it, does that turn my saliva black?
He comes up to you and immediately, as are you chewing a piece? I take it.
Yes.
He kind of like grabs you by the throat all of a sudden. He's like, "Do not swallow. One does not swallow black root."
I feel like you should tell people that ahead of time.
You gotta stick it.
You chew on it.
Doesn't like when you swallow, Kip.
I told you you chew on it. I did not say that you swallow. You do not know what'll happen if you swallow the black root.
What'll happen? Oh, I'm not there.
You don't want to know.
What
I'd
would
like to
happen?
know. What
You-
happens when Kip swallows?
Wow. And he just gives you the finger as he lets go of your throat and he kind of like pats your chest like, "No offense, but I was protecting you from swallowing. Do not swallow the black root. Just chew on it."
Mm.
My
Tell
mama
us what
says.
happens.
I appreciate the tip, though. But is my tongue black now?
Did you
As-
get just the tip?
Yeah, because he didn't swallow.
As you guys kind of, as he like separates from you and he does the whole just, he keeps looking back over his shoulder like, seriously, you don't want to know what that's about. Do not swallow the black root.
Was his tongue black?
His teeth are actually black on the side he was chewing it. Yeah, it's where it gets its name. It gives you black teeth, like you're doing too many coca leaves. And
So
you guys,
I want to use that to, like, lick the veins on my arrows and make sure they're straight and I'm hoping that it will kind of thicken a little bit and make them stiffer.
It's got like this gummy, sappy feel, like you've been chewing on, some ginger, but without the good flavor. It's more like ginger, but coffee grounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shoot.
So as you lick your arrow and you're following these three, because all three of them are trading the map back and forth with each other, and they all know the right way to go. And you're kind of like, okay, I'm following behind. Kip, give me a perception check. It's going to be a disadvantage.
Oh.
We'll know if we're close if you have a shitty roll. We must be close to Jocelyn. She's your kryptonite.
As you roll a natural 1. Okay, so all of a sudden, you guys are walking, these three are having this brain trust of directions as you guys kind of go to the left and you go to the right and go to the middle, and the horse kind of whinnies, and all of a sudden, as soon as that happens, Kip kind of looks around while he's busy chewing his root and licking his arrows because he's totally distracted by licking the arrows. It's all about the fletchings. Between the tingle of the black root and the tickle of the fletchings, that does something. So all of a sudden you kind of smell some kind of pollen in the air. It's a plant that you've not smelled. It must be like a northern thing. It's almost kind of ragweedish almost, but a little sweeter. And all of a sudden, you kind of realize as you guys walked into this nice bushy area where there's more bushes in the foliage. It's got a lot more of the, smaller bushes, but you still got the big monster trees. All of a sudden, you kind of notice some of the bushes kind of move. And just when you sort of look and see that there's something moving, you're realizing the bushes themselves have a vaguely human-shaped form. As all of a sudden you see some humanoid green creatures come out of the bushes that seem to have like conifer-like needles growing across their body. And then the needles kind of quiver, like almost like a porcupine when they get agitated.
You have porcupine humans?
Are they dragons?
They definitely seem to be some kind of plant creature.
Do they speak Sylvan?
Are you going to try speaking with them?
Yeah.
Okay, you say something in Sylvan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what do you say to them in Sylvan?
Just going to say, hi, friends.
And immediately they all kind of like at once pounce, they pull their claws up into an aggressive motion.
Oh, that was good.
And their needles start quivering to make this sound that starts echoing around you guys. As you realize that you kind of like walked into a nest of these things. And you were all like kind of oblivious with whole arguing over directions, and Kip was licking his arrows and craziness was happening. So you guys know that you're about to basically be ambushed.
Do they know gnome or druids?
They didn't seem to respond to Sylvan.
Ambushed.
Can I try a druid?
You can try one last thing before we wrap it up. And the twig blights will attack you. But they're not just twig blights. There's something worse.
Why are they bad? Well, what language is tree people?
Try
I don't know.
whale to them.
I have no druid left.
Okay, so which one of those are you going to try before you're out of time?
What does my nature check say?
Ooh. Your nature check tells you that they probably won't understand you, but it will tell you that these are needle blights. They're a type of corrupted nature creature that usually form when something bad happens in places like these dark woods here, and that these plants seek blood. And
I would
That
just
old
like
lady.
to point out,
Right.
every time you talk to somebody, they turn out evil. I'm just saying, when you first talk to somebody, they turn out evil.
And from what you do know about that is they don't really communicate. There's rumors they may understand languages, but they've never spoken to anyone. So it definitely seems like they're basically blood-sucking, nasty tree people. Usually because
Sweet, we
something...
have tree gnats, tree mosquitoes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that we should probably go the other direction.
As
I think
you
we're
say
supposed
that,
to kill them.
and you kind of look around and realize that you are surrounded by them.
We're gonna have to kill them.
I'm going to be sending you a picture shortly in the Facebook chat.
In which chat?
Right.
One of them on here looks like Groot. Just saying.
You got to see them?
Well, no, I just Googled it.
Oh.
But I'm
Cheater.
sending the picture to you now. They
There's the
basically
picture,
look
though.
like an elf with spines, but they're made of plant material. They're super creepy, and their spines are like clattering in unison. It's almost like that's how they're communicating with each other. As we have a screen swipe to Jocelyn, who's contemplating life and goodness and whatever everyone's manipulating her to do. So what is Jocelyn doing as your friends are getting lost?
They're fine. Well,
Did
if they
she
were
get
smart,
reset
they'd be
to
back
cleric
at the place. Is it daytime?
It's daytime, yeah. You wake from the night. The nightmare was gone. You feel serene. The place looks even less scary in the day.
I'm gonna trust the unicorn. I'm gonna get up. I should have got his name. Whatever. I'm gonna get up, prestidigitation myself clean. I'm gonna fill up my water bottles. I'm gonna look around for some food and sustenance. I am just assuming I am good in this little area because he told me so.
There happens to be a nice little piece of nature food right there for you. Must be some
Yep.
Pine nuts that fell out of a pine cone into a perfect pile. Nature giveth. So what is your plan once you've rested, recouped, eaten?
Do I happen to maybe see him anywhere around this morning?
You do not. You see the hoof prints go off and then they just fade off into nothing. Almost like he has the ability to travel unseen. It's not just for hags.
So can I tell like there's a big difference between, he said this is his land. Does this look more kept or more friendly than the areas I came from that had the green worm in it?
Yes, this area seems to be very pristine, and it seems to be like a little quarter-mile chunk that's pristine, and then everything is dark and evil forest.
Okay, so I have a quarter mile, which I'm going to try to go forward, but stay within this area as long as I can.
Okay, so what do you do?
I'm just going to walk.
Okay, you walk and you kind of see the edge where you can practically feel, because when you're in this area, you kind of feel that when you're at the Fey portal, that nice, beautiful tang of Feywild ozone. But as soon as you get to the edge, you can practically see the plants change color. They get to a gnarlier earth color green rather than the vibrant, bright, healthy green. And so you clearly can see this is the edge of the glade.
Okay, I'm going to shoot up in the air.
Okay.
Make sure I'm in the good zone. I'm going to shoot up maybe about 100 feet or so to kind of get a lay to see, can I tell how far maybe I've come?
Give me a perception check. As you all of a sudden look at the sky with beautiful new eyes that see the beauty in the clouds and the freedom that you have for flying.
Are there any dick clouds?
Always.
As you're kind of like you're in the forest, but you're kind of completely lost.
Okay. Do I happen to hear any noise or anything from anywhere nearby, like from my friends that are maybe nearish? Do I?
Sadly, not with
anything?
that crappy
Anything?
perception check. But
Okay.
if you, because the problem is you're looking at the beautiful sky and the clouds, possibly a dick-shaped cloud. As you're basically taking in all of this serene beauty, it's kind of overwhelming your senses with happy thoughts. You're getting a little perspective of it doesn't have to be everything your granny and your mom told you.
And you start to
Thinking
long
about
missing
building a house.
Kip.
I start to what?
You're longing and missing Kip.
You're like,
Nuh-uh, she's missing Esme.
the girls never would have let you sleep in a cold, dark place like that. They would have kept you warm and
Nope.
loved.
We would have cuddled.
No.
So I can't go any farther north without getting out of the good zone.
Yeah, this is the edge of the good zone.
Can I go back west again and still be in the good zone?
For a little bit. Remember, this is only like a little quarter mile. You can clear that distance in no time. It's a small pocket of goodness.
Man, I don't want to leave.
You sure you don't want to head back to your friends?
Because they're
We all
doing
saw that face.
My perception, because I'll get lost. I'll walk right past you and won't even notice you. My perception. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hunker down another night in the good zone. I'm gonna think about my plans because I'm a planner. I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna start thinking about what I'm gonna do. Come up with a solid plan as opposed to this hot mess that I decided to do. And I'm gonna try to stock up some resources. Maybe look for some kind of food and stuff that I can pack up. And maybe if I'm lucky, the unicorn will come back tonight and I can ask some questions.
She's totally going to ambush it and cut off its horn. Give me a survival check, because you're basically doing Swiss Family Robinson.
Sorry, excuse me.
You have advantage, because this place wants you to live. Okay, so you have no problem gathering up the supplies you need for a long-distance trek, feeling bad about who knows what your friends are up to at this point, Be good. What does the unicorn mean by be good?
I'm going to sit there and contemplate that. That's what I'm going to do. And have like a small quarter life crisis.
Okay, so as your friends are stressing being ambushed by plant monsters, you're in this beautiful serene place where Chipmunk comes running up and squeaks to you and then goes running off. As you frilled your wings, it's practically a scene out of Maleficent, where you're.
Oh, I want to pull out my urn with my mom's ashes in it and kind of sit it over there and let her kind of enjoy it a little bit too.
Okay.
And just kind of have a nice moment for once in a long time.
Having that beautiful hippie tree hugging thing. It's the first time that you've been overwhelmed with this kind of good nature feel, because you are a city girl after all. The nature, the pleasant feelings are just kind of overtaking you.
And I'm assuming because it's such a wonderful place, I'm not being attacked by insects or.
Oh no, there's no biting insects in this area. It's totally good camping shui. The only insects are the only insects are ladybugs and butterflies, and not the blood-sucking type.
Ladybugs are violent.
Well, only if you're bugs. I mean, they are the mountain lion of the bug world.
They are, and they're so sweet and innocent looking.
I have chlamydia too.
Oh, can I get one of the squirrels to come to me?
If you offer them food, they'll kind of come to you if you give me an animal handling with advantage.
Yes. I'm going to touch an animal. Nope.
Did you double fail?
As your natural 1 and natural 1 gets you bitten for 2 points of damage.
Oh.
Now the question is, when the chipmunk bites you in the finger, what do you do? Do you act out in anger? Do you vaporize him with a firebolt?
Nope, I'm just going to say, you're so cute. If Esme was here, she would love you.
Oh. Okay, so you're being good is what you're saying.
Yep.
Look at that. You're embracing goodness.
Can't bring me down.
Okay, so as you're having this beautiful, serene moment where a little chipmunk bites your finger, but you still like it because it's so adorable, and you give it another pine nut, and all of a sudden the camera swaps to surrounds your friends, and you see they're just surrounded by the circle of plant monsters creeping at them, seeing 2 total different experiences currently happening with nature. that's going to be a good place to wrap it up there. Because it is almost midnight. But things were going so good as the party realizes she wanders off and she gets fucking rewarded with the unicorn.
Wait, I don't think you understand, Jim. You're supposed to teach her a lesson.
I did. I learned that I like mean little things a lot.
That's not the lesson you learn when you split the party.
And instead, you pulled the gamers on us. Now she's a unicorn cleric.
Right.
Was that the unicorn dance you just did?
Cool.
Sweet. Y'all are fine. You'll be okay. You got Bob.
Bob's dead.
Bob's not dead.
He's half dead.
Yet.
He's only half dead, and he'll take a short rest and heal himself up that way because he wants to preserve your magics.
I was half dead when I jumped out the window and flew on my way.
Who's number 3 in your gifts? Is this me and Jocelyn and Twigsy? I'm very confused.
What are you referring to?
The Facebook chat.
The Facebook chat. What do we have here?
You're muted again.
Whoever wants to be in there. It's just one that popped up when I typed it.
So apparently he typed 3 ways. So we have a guy with 2 pairs of lady legs, and then Jeopardy saying.
I feel like that's very sexist. We were talking 2-man. Oh well, Kip could wear high heels.
Well, Kip's just jealous because Bob had both of you guys in the tent with him, and he was quite warm.
That's how he was apologizing for having him sleep with the horse.
Yeah, he's just like, I got
Even
you, bro.
He might like his horse.
The lady horse.
He raised
it's a lady horse.
He raised his horse from a little foal.
That was pretty a bomb-proof horse. 7 wolves came out and the horse just stood there and like ate its hay. It's like, y'all got this.
The horse was just like, if you want me to kill something, just tell me to kill something. But he was like, nope, gonna use my weapons because it's faster.
Wait, we have a horse fighter? Do we have battle horse?
And no, he's a fighter, so he's better to fight than... It's better to let him use his multi-attack than to let the horse stomp on one thing.
I guess.
Battle horse.
The problem with animal handling using animals as combatants. It's never as good as a wild wolf.
I hope you all appreciate the fact that I kept all my movie references to text tonight. Like 90% of them.
Who is? Wait, where's your Russian accent, yo?
I got the unicorn blood. No one said anything about that.
The ugly one-horned mule.
You promised Russian.
I didn't promise Russian.
Didn't you?
We voted.
Yeah.
You voted for Russian.
There was a vote of Russian, I do believe, in the accent category.
You started this.
I started what? I didn't start anything.
It was supposed to be a different one every session.
See,
this is true.
You started this because I chose a character role to go with. I chose a characteristic to go with, and you attacked me.
Attacked you? Wow.
Chose or stole? You stole my idea and used it and did it better.
You stole that?
I'm like, stole. What are these trigger words I'm hearing? You know, my goodness.
I know that you practiced the Russian a little bit.
I didn't practice any.
No?
Isn't that your native language?
Wow.
I think I remember some Russian, yes.
You sound Russian, my friend.
I put Drago into the chat, yes. I see.
Yes.
That is good.
Now I remember.
I knew you practiced a little.
Far to the north.
I didn't, but I probably do Russian accents all the time just to make fun of my kids.
Your kids are Russian? What?
Wow.
Well, more. I guess embarrass is more appropriate than make fun of. I do stuff to embarrass my kids.
Oh, me too. It's fun. I guess I do think
naturally. I don't have to try.
I forgot that I referenced Drago in our in our chat.
As the case may be.
You know,
Okay.
can you do polls on Twitch, Jim?
I don't know if you can do polls. I can always try.
can-
What? What is? Are you wanting us to do a
she
poll for
wants
his
the-
accent?
She wants the viewers to vote on what accent I do.
I'm very transparent, apparently.
I'll give a virtual high five to anyone that knows the other movie reference I put into the Skype chat.
As I step into the bright light,
Yeah.
I feel like it was a lyric. I was like, I recognize that, sort of. And then I moved on.
That's the opening sentence to a book.
Oh.
Ooh.
You read? You fancy.
I fake it.
I haven't read a real book in so long, it's ridiculous. I've been reading a bunch of trashy mangas.
That's the opening line to The Outsiders.
Ah.
Oh, poor emo AJ. I read the Cliff Notes to that one.
The Cliff Notes.
There's a movie.
Yeah, I know. See,
Oh my god, and so many big names in that movie. Patrick Swayze, Tom Cruise, Emilio Estevez, Ralph Macchio.
Because there was so many douchey 90s actors in that movie, I never wanted to watch it, which made me never want to read the book, so I read the Cliff Notes so I would know what was going on.
The movie came out in like 1983. It was like Tom Cruise's first movie.
I thought the first movie he was in was Interview with a Vampire when he made out with Kristen Dunst.
Tom Cruise?
I was gonna say, have you ever seen Legend?
I have seen Legend.
That was way earlier.
Way before
He was like a little baby in that one.
1985. I think he was like 18 or 19 in that one.
So here's a secret that guys might have guessed. Not the biggest Tom Cruise fan.
But he does his own stunts.
Yeah, cool. So do I.
He's short, right? You heightest.
Oh, did we lose somebody from our chat?
It looks like we lost her, yeah.
She was a Tom Cruise fan. You made her mad.
Aw, we lost Brittany.
Oops.
That ugly one-horned mule line was from Legend.
Yep. That's what I was totally going for, was the Legend reference there. Glad at least one of you guys is a good devout goblin.
Whatever. You don't even know who Queen Serenity is, Jim.
I'm okay with that.
No, dude, do you see how pretty she is?
I'm good with missing out on the Sailor Moon.
What? That was the first non-American cartoon I ever watched. Tuxedo Mask was the first cartoon human I had a crush on, because the first cartoon I had a crush on was Michelangelo the Ninja Turtle.
Ah.
You ever watch Black Butler?
Yep.
Yes, I love Black Butler.
I love that his catchphrase is like super dad joke. I'm one hell of a butler.
I hope that it's just super badly translated, and it's probably something actually cool in Japanese.
So it sounds way better in Japanese.
It's like a pun in Japanese, and just translated to English, it's like, I am a joke.
Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna sign off.
All right, me too. I gotta do that thing when I work in the morning.
In case y'all die, I'm in a nice place.
I love you guys. You're awesome.
Guys.
Nobody died.
Bye.
We're totally gonna punish her next session for being out there alone.
I hope so. That
I'm
is
not gonna be here. Esme will have to play me too.
God damn it.
As all of a sudden, Esme will be at the steering wheel of Jocelyn and saying, I don't know about you guys, but I want to go seduce the dragon.
Yes, that is 100% how that's gonna roll.
She'll say, I want to find old green because I've got daddy issues.
Green and purple makes what?
The Incredible Hulk.
All right, I'm gonna hang up. I'll see you tomorrow.
Later, guys.
Hey, Lex.
Right.
So we'll be shooting a raid over.